Tell me about this dad of yours.
Oh, he's an asshole.
I know he's an asshole.
Stan Still the second.
Stan.
The character is Stan Still the third. So Stan Still Jr.
Stan, Still.
Yep. So my character is Stan Still the third. Dad was always one of those wannabe rich guys. He's like middle management until he won the lottery. So we'd always call him Trip.
Mm-hmm.
Stan hates that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a douchebag. He's always wanted to be rich. Would always push. So I took Knowledge 5 and then bumped it up with Nerd to Knowledge 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been pushed into all sorts. It's like he had to play baseball. He had to take golf. He had to take horseback riding.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a lot of knowledge about that stuff. He just never had the practice.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad was always trying to act like they were rich when they weren't. And then when he became rich, kicked his family to the curb and off he went to be rich.
And why do you think he was messing with you?
Oh, because he sees it's that father-son thing. He sees himself, and he wants to make him into what he wanted to be, and that's not what Stan wants to be. He wants to be himself.
So naturally, all of this is flashing through your mind as you're sitting in this like bailiff tower that you guys have been dragged to. Of course, you got put in the stocks and dragged over, and people throw vegetable and fruit at you for being bandits. But now you're sitting there, and probably have at some point eaten the butt of a long hafted weapon and been knocked out, and then had water thrown in your face and all of that jazz. And he's standing over you in his piecemeal, Middle Ages style, early Renaissance style outfit, pacing back and forth, murmuring to himself, stroking the long mustache that he's managed to grow for himself. And then you hear somebody, like one of his guys, like clunk, 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 clunk the way in. And he's like, Sir Stillard, what shall we do with the prisoners? Are you finished interrogating them?
This is some really fucked up, drag it out LARP. Dad, what the fuck?
You will be silenced in front of our sacred subjects. Go now, he says to his little clunk guy who clunk, 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 clunk. That's going to be what all the footmen are called now, just clunks.
Better than clinks.
They're clunks.
Just real quick, what was the name of the guy that's faces now the book?
So I was fucking the names up royal last week.
Was Lenny was
Chet.
the one who came in?
Chet and Lenny.
Yeah,
Chet.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I just have to make sure that pronounce it.
And Chet was the one that got
Face.
faced, yeah. Speaking of which, dude, we gotta have a hazy effect come across the screen as we review all the stuff that happened last time because the recording got fucked because of alternating and direct current. Screw alternating and direct current, by the way, and the music they wrote in on. So last time there was a plucky group of nobodies and slackers who hung out in a strip mall in Kansas, in Topeka, and their life centered around this this pizza place called the Tipsy Tomato that was a bar on one side of the kitchen and a pizza joint on the other side of the kitchen. And this group of individuals spent a whole bunch of time there, one of them being the pizza boy, who's not quite a boy any longer. What's his name? Stand Still, who's now like sitting there covered in water. And what's he like? What's one special thing about the way he looks, or distinct thing about the way he looks?
Well, he's been wearing, like he always wears Tipsy Tomato stuff. a backwards ball cap with Tipsy Tomato,
Uh-huh.
a jacket with Tipsy Tomato, a polo shirt with, instead of the alligator, it's got
the little
Tipsy
tomato. Yeah. So you're standing there and thinking about all like, oh, how you wish you were back, like driving your car and having a great time, and imagining that you're picking up women that you might or might not have been actually picking up. He shakes his head no. As some clunkard is like looking at your hat and like, you know, oh, he's burning and fuming with anger that he's fucking with his hat. And then there was the were you the manager?
I was the
Assistant manager.
assistant shift leader.
Assistant shift leader
Right.
for the last blockbuster, on Earth.
Yes, exactly. and he is as about as proper as it gets in terms of his appearance. So he's got, you know, his close cropped, parted hair, you know, type of thing going on. Maybe a little gel, you know, something like
Gel
that.
long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's, I mean, he went straight from Blockbuster to the Tipsy Tomato, so he was still wearing his work uniform and everything like that. I think.
Isn't he a book guy?
What's that?
Isn't he a book
He's
guy?
a book guy, that's right. So his thing is he has never seen any of the movies.
that Blockbuster.
Exactly. He has, however, seen all of the porn DVDs and Blu-rays that he sells out of the back of the Blockbuster for Vinny, who shows up occasionally at the Tipsy Tomato.
Right.
So he has all the porn.
He knows that stuff backward.
Absolutely.
So I imagine that you know the books behind the books and the comic books and the short stories behind all of the movies.
Absolutely, and in fact, for those movies where books or comics or graphic novels don't exist, he actually takes it upon himself to novelize the film. So on occasion, he might view a little bit, or more accurately, he probably hears secondhand what the film was about, and he takes it upon himself to go home,
Picks out
and
leaked
novelize.
scripts and
yeah,
stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
I imagine there's probably a Wired article about him. Meet the Blockbuster shift leader that knows more about books than movies. Who else was at the Tipsy Tomato that day?
Well, Todd.
Todd. I love
like-
Todd. I love Todd.
Yeah. So like, I have to be there because, you know,
Why?
well, I want it to do better. So, yeah. I have to get the menu in order and the decorations, and like I got some orders coming in for some new stuff. And like that new stuff.
Okay, I'm totally fucking lost. Kevin, Todd does not know what he does. Kevin knows what Todd does better than he does. So I'm going to ask Kevin, what the fuck does Todd do here? He's just running his mouth about nothing.
Todd is an investor and co-owner in the R side of the Tipsy Tomato.
See, you probably have to talk to him for half an hour before you actually found that out from him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is what I get for the stats that I chose. I chose them well.
And you need like some of these like bitch ass 80s movie Californian dudes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So he's there in Now Wet, although he looks amazing. Hookah shell necklace,
Oh shit.
pale pink polo shirt, cargo shorts, and I don't want to, but I know Todd would. Sandals with socks.
Sandals with socks. Son of a bitch. And what small strip mall in Kansas would be complete without a fucking karate instructor? And not one of these like movie karate instructors. We're talking about a real karate instructor.
He's borderline alcoholic.
Yeah!
So he's there because he owns the dojo, but his reason he's at the Tipsy Tomato half the time because he put down a large chunk of money to get it built up in the first place. So whenever he goes there, he gets free drinks.
Yeah.
He's a borderline alcoholic.
Which was the point of investing in it in the first place, was his watering hole would go down.
Yeah. So this guy looks like you're fairly. I haven't really thought too much about his character. It looks like just what you kind of imagine as a generic dojo master. He's wearing the freaking gi of his dojo, like
With a
there's
bunch
nothing-
of patches and shit on it.
The patches for the dojo itself.
Yeah, because like he just comes straight from the dojo, straight to the bar. He doesn't care, even when he's having to drag one of the random brats on his leg.
Let me ask: Does he have both a mullet and male pattern baldness?
Bald, yes. Mullet, no.
Oh, yeah,
Mullet's
just-
too far.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ameridote.
Oh, nice.
Does he have a mustache?
Yes.
Mustache.
What was his name again?
Ted Flynn.
But just a mustache, right? Not the no goatee or anything like that?
Not the
Or-
Fu Manchu.
Okay.
Handlebar
Yeah.
mustache. This guy handle-
Handlebar mustache. Oh, so it goes around like that. Yeah. You can grow it into chops now that you're in this weird bailiff castle. How the hell did you get here?
His name is Jerry.
There was.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
What happened?
Okay, we were investigating There's one guy came into the tavern saying he had a great way to make money. Pulled out a random roll of toilet paper or something that had been turned into gold. So we started investigating how this happened, what it did. Found that some guy in one of the trailer parks, Chad, I believe,
Chet.
was able to turn stuff into gold. So we went there for nice pizza and a porn apparently, and bribed the guy to figure out what was going on. We get wasted and high apparently, and decided to go out into the river, out right outside town. He starts doing this weird, it's this weird book that we have no clue where it's from or what it is.
It was like a photocopied series of pages that were stapled haphazardly together.
And
That he said that he stole the book and photocopied it, and it was a guy that he worked with at a really crappy electronics store, and it was some guy past his prime who lived in a trailer that got way too high one day.
so, and
He
this
had
is
some kind of girl's name or something. I don't know.
we couldn't really read this damn thing, so we just let it happen. Most of it. We went to the river, and he put like the can or whatever on this little stump. Start reading through the book. Next thing I know, it starts turning green, and mist starts showing up. It's creepy. It's kind of spooky, and then at the top of the hill, we hear someone say something, and these green eyes looking down at us.
Well, that's just fucking terrible.
So that green-eyed thing decides to attack Chet.
And it was nothing that y'all took because there were no hallucinogens. It was all just weed and beer. So you know it wasn't a No, none of it was hallucinatory.
I mean,
None of it.
unless I've been saving money by using ergot instead of weed.
Unless this whole thing is a hallucination.
So
Could it be?
That
I
thing's
don't
already-
think so. No, certainly not.
that thing started attacking Chet. We got him off it, but the book started to try to eat Chet.
Stripping his skin off of him.
Quite literally. So we managed to fight off and beat the damn creature. I'm not sure what it was, but I probably kicked his head off. And then
Karate kick his head off.
it's like, hey, I know.
Dude, it was awesome.
So we then got with the book, got it off of Chet, but kind of missing a good chunk of the skin. Then all those mist just started kind of draining through a hole in the world and sucking us in.
Terrible.
We tried holding on to the trees and whatnot, but nothing we could do. We just kind of got sucked in. Next thing we know, we're in this who knows where, and a bunch of LARPers are taking shit too seriously.
One of you has so the quote unquote book that you were left with was simultaneously being covered in and rewritten out with human skin and ripped to pieces. And when you guys came back, you had a book cover and spine with a face on it that was missing most of its pages.
Okay.
And it was muttering, pages, hungry.
Yeah.
From the time that you got picked up by the soldiers who were yelling at you as if you were bandits to being brought to the bailiff's tower here, the book attacked and maimed one of the soldiers, and since then has been kept with one of you, because whenever the book is with one of you, it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
I totally just have Chet. 'Cause it's Chet. He's hungry.
Good. It's your
You gotta
friend.
get him some pages.
You gotta
So,
get him
like,
some pages.
I just carry Chet. You cool, dude? It's like my ex's dog. Less nibbly though.
Or maybe more nibbly, actually.
Not to me. Chet likes me.
What the fuck are you talking about, boy?
But it's Chet. He's hungry.
That's a devil book, or what's left of it. God, who are these idiots?
Who are you?
This is your dad, dude.
Oh.
This is me trying to play your dad as best I can. I have no idea who the guy is, so I'm just, I'm struggling
Are
over
we
here.
like free to move? Are we like chained up? What's the
I
deal
think you're like tied at the wrist and tied at the ankle sitting down, but like not unbelievably so.
Dad, I mean, come on. Like, this has gone far enough. Like, whatever this bullshit LARP is, come on.
He points at the book. Look what that thing did! And he points to one of the soldiers guys who's like all covered in bandages and both of his arms are in slings and he's like sitting there being tended by somebody.
Chet's sorry, dude. Like, say you're sorry.
Hungry.
He means that he's sorry.
I mean, it's just a really good prop, Dad. I mean,
Prop?
yeah, I mean, whatever you're doing here, like spending your money on LARPing and getting back into your D&D days, whatever, dude. Just leave me the fuck alone.
What did you do?
Well, I delivered a pizza, smoked a little weed, watched a little porn. Some dude went crazy, like eat your bath salts crazy, try to take off your face.
Yeah.
So we beat him with a branch.
But I just want to say not
Ted
in
over
porn
here
though,
kicked
because
him?
I don't have that kind of porn. It was the actual guy
Oh, and
that went.
what a wonderful statement as to your culture and upbringing.
I only stock the best porn.
Jesus Christ.
Only the best.
I suck going online.
But that's the proof of seal for approval. That wow. And it's like
Footman,
what happened last night?
cut them free. They're too stupid to be dangerous.
Right,
Guy comes
well,
around
you
with a
guys are
dagger
real
and starts
asshole.
Yeah.
cutting you guys free.
Half of it.
All right, so
You did something. What was the date?
It was October 23rd, 2023.
Yeah, that's the right date.
That's the day.
That-
Well, I mean, that was yesterday.
No,
So today's the
no,
24th.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. You just agreed with
Why
me
don't you
it was.
Why don't you tell me the part of the story that involves weird arcane magic? Huh? Why don't you include that little tidbit?
I don't know anything about arcane magic. That's like some bullshit blockbuster video type stuff.
Well, so Blockbuster knows.
You know, I have not seen any movies where people get sucked down into a green portal in the middle of a riverbed and end up in a LARP. I haven't even read a book that's like that.
Why do you keep saying that?
Although,
What is
well,
that?
Zombie
Live
Hooker
action
7
roleplay.
started that.
What is
way.
that?
it's a game.
Look
Like
at
people
yourself.
dress up like that, like
Look at
this.
yourself. That's what it is.
and pretend to
Dressing
be.
up like your milord, my footmen. Cut these people free. They're too stupid to be of use. Dude, why are you dressed like that? What are you
Is
doing?
there a Renaissance fair going on, or what?
No.
So why are you dressed like that?
Mom would totally
Hold
like
on.
you right
Guys. What day is it?
now. The 24th. Yesterday was the 23rd. We established that.
Okay.
Why?
I mean,
He was
unless
saying
you've
the
been
other ones,
out for a
everyone
while.
was disagreeing, like, dude, that was intense.
I mean, sure, that was intense. True.
What?
One of the footmen leans over. I see what you mean, my lord. He shakes his head.
So cool. You play your game. We're gonna go back to our jobs and live our lives. You just stay here.
Yeah, that actually sounds like the first intelligent thing you've said.
We finally.
Let's
bring on
do that.
something. Sounds good.
40,000 years ago, this world was transformed with the power of the Necronomicon.
Wow.
It's been the central influence of this world since that time, and the powers of law and chaos have been at war ever since.
Sounds like a great movie.
Your dad
If-
smoked more weed than us.
Like, is this a video game?
If we could get the book
Neutral.
back.
Unlawful neutral.
Chat.
We're opposed. Fucking D&D bullshit. Let's just go. Have fun. I got a car sitting in a fucking trailer park that's probably up on blocks now.
How are you going to get there?
Well, I'm gonna walk there if I have to, unless you let me use your car.
We can Uber.
Yes. Starts looking for his phone.
Some dude's got a basket full of your crap.
Dude,
Markers. Which phone in the basket? It's not in character.
Your dad just like leans up against the wall.
Like,
can I have my phone, dude?
like I go over, I just grab my phone and just kind of check the service.
Do your best, Michael J. Fox. Whatever.
Fucking Google Fi, seriously. Anyone else got something different?
Dude.
Of course, we would be out in the middle of nowhere where there's not even a cell tower.
You see the like footman guy kind of lean over. Did the same thing happen to you, my lord? He's like, no, I realized the truth faster.
What truth? You're not serious about this necronomy thing, whatever the hell.
But it's a book. You should know, right?
Is that like
I've never heard of that book.
cannibalism? Necronomicon?
No, that's what I think. I have a movie about that. Necro hookers or something
Oh.
like that. No, it wasn't the hookers. That was zombie hookers.
If you're talking about like cannibals, there's this movie Green Inferno. It's pretty good. It's about cannibals.
Maybe that's what he's been watching.
We're all gonna die.
I don't know where you
I don't have anything like that. I've got a lesbian spank inferno. I don't-
That one's good. Especially the foursome.
Okay.
That's a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
What should we do,
We're
my
all by
lord?
then. By the end.
Let them go.
Cool.
I get it.
They like one of the guys unbars the door and opens the door and like there's fucking candles and shit and stair steps and cobblestone and
This reminds me of a Renfield.
Seriously.
Yeah, it does.
I've heard some Renfers actually have like little parts of a castle built for stuff like this.
you come outside as cobblestone streets with like 25-foot tall stone walls,
Okay,
big
this is,
ramparts with fucking cannons on them and shit.
Okay, this is getting a little much for a Ren Fair.
Cool.
I mean, you just go find a castle somewhere and set up your Ren Fair there. Whatever.
Yeah, it's
Just
become
watch
expensive.
yourself, because these girls, after the sun goes down, like points at one girl walking by, she's a total slut. She will drag you into her tent, go to town.
He wasn't paying attention to who he pointed to closely, and it's some like hunched over lady with like losing her hair who's like,
No, that's not. I don't smell any patchouli or essential oils, dude. That's not. You're not going to get anything from her.
I don't want anything. I'm just saying they'll do it. Like they lose all inhibitions when they do this thing.
So, like, I've only been to Topeka in Kansas at least, because, like, I don't know what else there's to do in Kansas, but is there castles in Kansas?
Not normally.
Maybe.
Like, I know, like, the British were colonizers, and, like, were a colony.
Well,
Did they build castles out here?
The London Bridge is in Arizona. This doesn't surprise me. There are
Oh,
people.
okay.
He points back up the tower. There are people so fucking rich and don't know what to do with their money. They
Yeah.
will buy a castle, move it brick by brick to the States, and set it up again.
I saw a TV show about
That's
that.
probably what he
It
did.
was great. It was on when I was a kid. It's called Garbage.
So there's a big.
that was a good show.
You're in like a corner, and there's a big. From your perspective, there's a big walkway going to the up and right, and a big walkway, a little bit of a walkway going up and left, and you could go either way.
Dude, we should check this place out at least.
We're already here, so might as well see if we can maybe get a drink.
Maybe we can find like a payphone.
This is the most
Sure.
realistic Ren Fair I have ever seen.
I'm hungry, so sure. Let's
Yeah, maybe they
find
got the
Dude.
meat on the stick stuff.
Lamb.
That'd be good.
Chick-fil-A's.
some
Yeah.
mutton, lettuce, tomato
A
sandwich.
nice, exactly. Well, how do you know? You didn't even taste it.
Yes, I can. Tastes great.
There's a reason I
You,
only
you
drink
say the
at
same
pub.
thing about your pizza. I just want to remind everybody.
My pizza is award-winning.
by the Association of Rats in the Undercity.
It won the Tipsy Tomato Star of Approval like 4 times in a row.
See? Exactly.
Todd, when you're
Best
right,
pizza,
you're right.
best pizza in the strip mall.
It's the only pizza in the strip mall.
Voted best pizza by Thompson Elementary School.
All right, let's all this talk of food. I'm getting hungry. Let's go find one of the random booths, grab something.
Do you guys want to go left or right?
I say left.
All right, left. On the left side, there's like stone and wooden buildings that are built all along the side of the wall. They're lower than the wall, and there's several doors into little areas over there. And on the right side, there's a big, like, battlement type building that has a big double door, and it's well lit from inside. And there's a smell of burning coal and wood and stuff coming out of there.
Does it smell like appetizing or terrible?
It smells like burning.
Oh, okay.
This is probably where the meat on the stick is. Are there any people
Is
around?
there a sign? I mean, usually you put a sign up that says meat on stick or
Some kind of food.
falafel.
Maybe they're going for realism.
Has anyone walked by or walking near us?
You really gotta watch the movies.
It
man.
says Smithy.
Even for realism, they put a sign
Smithy.
up.
Oh, it wouldn't have. It says Smithy here, so it's probably just some guys hawking.
Yeah, there's a few
wares.
guys like standing around.
I'm gonna walk up to one of them. Hey, dude. Keep in mind I have Chet. Hey, where can we get some like food?
He just points to his right.
I look to his right.
There's like that's just further down the way.
Oh. Okay. And I start walking.
Follow.
What's up?
Now food is the forefront of our minds.
There are a couple more. There's a on the other side, on to the right of the smithy or further up. As you're walking in that direction, there's a little opening that goes into some other areas on your right, and you're walking down a walkway forward. There's a couple doors on your right and more of the same doors on the left. The buildings on the right are made of mostly wood with parts of stone.
Any signs?
I have to see what's there. I'm new to this.
Do you still get that toilet paper?
No, actually, yeah, I do.
Oh, it says
I probably need to pay for this somehow.
Yeah.
there are wooden signs that are painted that are kind of hard to see, but one of them says provisioner and the other one says trader.
I was kind of hoping.
And there's up ahead the walkway narrows out, and there's an area up ahead that seems to be well lit.
Well lit area. That's probably where the food court is.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know, man. Provisioner is old English for meat on a stick.
What?
That provisioner is like I'm going camping. I need provisions.
Yeah, meat on a stick.
No, that's like flour. That's like what I buy to make the pizza, not the actual pizza.
You're probably right.
But we can go in.
If it's right next to us, we can take a quick look.
Sure, we can ask. Let's go with the provisioning.
While I'm trying to pull off a single tile of the golden toilet paper.
Stepping into the provisioner's shop, there's there's some dude in the back messily making out with some chick way too young for him that's a little on the frumpy side. And then he as he hears you guys come in, he's like, oh, and she's like pulling up her bodice and stuff. And the place is just decked out with rope and belts and clothing and tools and tents and
You're right.
torches and a little bit of chains and more leather shit and hats and
Okay, no food here. Let's get out of here.
This looks pretty authentic, guys. Maybe we should get some costumes or something like that. We'll blend in a little more with the rest of the LARPers, and they'll stop giving a shit like they are.
Oh no. You go ahead. I want them to give me shit because I want to give them shit back.
What do you have against
Aw,
LARPing?
dude.
It's boring. You go out in the field and hit a fake sword against another sword, and you're like, oh, forsooth, I am dead.
I don't carry swords. Trader next door.
No. Sorry. Go back to feeling up the frumpy girl. It's cool.
Yeah, wrong place anyway.
If you want to buy something, go
He
for
shrugs
it.
his
We'll wait.
shoulders.
Let's just leave the man do it.
No, all we have is the golden toilet paper, and I have the cash on it.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of money, like $23, probably enough for something for all of us.
I always keep it 20.
Cool. All right. Okay, so I guess go back, continue down the hall.
You gonna go to the trader or to the well-lit area?
To the well-lit area.
Heading out through an opening between a couple of buildings. It opens up and then it cheats off to the right, and you can see there's a fountain over there, and there's some people hanging around the fountain, sitting on it, with their tankards and stuff. Not too many people, but a few people that are out there.
All right. Yeah, just go, hey, where's the food and drink at?
See, one lady, she picks up her basket, staring at you, and then points over at a building, and as soon as you look at the building, she walks off.
Thank you. And oh, I'll speak.
And there is a building there that is known as it has a little carved sign of a goat doing this with its legs, and it says the stretching goat.
Yeah. That's a bar I've ever heard one.
I thought it was a yoga studio.
That could be too. It could be a coffee house. There's this coffee, Three Pecker Billy Goat.
Yeah.
Really good.
Nice.
Let's try that. All right.
In we go
Actually,
to the
no,
Three
probably
Pecker Stretching Goat.
Have you played this before?
What's that?
Have you played this before?
I
Is that
haven't.
where you're laughing?
No. I'm just no. So I told myself I was going to come up with as many porn references as I could throughout the game.
And it's working out.
It's working out. It's a target-rich environment.
I think some of this old school G&D shit is so much better when it's a comedy. This is straight out of B2, dude. This is
okay.
straight up B2. Which is a great module, but it's fucking hilarious. You head inside. It's dimly lit. Several different tables, mostly long tables with a few smaller round tables. This particular evening, it looks like the area is sparsely populated, but there are a few people sitting about. Pretty much as soon as you walk in, the place goes silent. Somebody who was playing a little bit of music in the back stops.
That's the first time I've ever stopped an entire crowd like that before. At least not one least not when I'm not getting someone's ass.
It's that part of the Western. You walk into the tavern and everybody stops. Tavern wench! 4 ales!
And something to eat.
And some meat on a stick.
Some 60-year-old woman comes up.
Hey, Grandma. Food and drink.
She
These
she
hearty
points at a
wenches.
sign. The sign says ale, small beer, wine, honey meat, bark tea, bread, pudding, vegetable soup, venison stew, roast fowl, roast joint, hot meat pie, goat cheese, fruit.
Wait, what was that last one?
Fruit.
Oh, just fruit. Okay.
Yeah.
It ran together in my head. I heard hot meat fruit. It's hot meat fruit.
Hot meat pie, goat cheese, fruit.
I don't see any meat on a stick.
Venison stew, though. It's been a long time since I've had venison. If they're going to be this authentic, venison stew and a thing of ale.
I'll just. What was other options for food?
20 silver.
Our treasurer will pay you, lady.
Really? You're gonna go? I'm still trying to peel off a strip of the. Like, I'm not getting anywhere pulling this thing apart, am I?
What are you doing?
The toilet paper? The golden toilet paper? I'm trying to.
Dude, it's a solid cylinder of gold
Damn.
with weird texture on it.
It's like, ah.
You take debit here.
Like, I pull out 20, it's like, this is. You don't take this here, do you?
I don't want your magic trinket.
It's money from them.
Is there an
No coin, no food.
Is there an exchange area, just like
Bank?
do the
There's a lender bank
Where at?
across the square.
Alright. Man, this is getting a little too authentic.
How long are you open for tonight?
Till we fall asleep.
These people are serious. They're just
These are serious lands, boy.
Okay.
I bet.
Alright. Head the bank up real quick.
Let's go to the bank. Instead of just having a couple guys at a table, change out cash for your fake silver.
So I haven't done this kind of shit since I was playing RPGs back when I was a little kid.
So you head out to this area, to the left and south, get a little bit of direction from scared people, and there's this loan bank sign is on a door that's underneath this kind of large tower in the corner, and there's candles lit in there, so there's some light in there. You head inside, and there's a small, semi-furnished, seating area that has like benches along the side, and then a big long desk that seems elevated, and then behind the desk is just tons of shit, just all kinds of weird stuff. This place looks much more like a pawn shop than a bank. And there's a guy sitting behind over there. He's clean shaven, older guy, maybe mid-50s, and he's writing with a quill. Help you.
Yeah, we need to change out some of our money, apparently. Because no one's taking the money we have. I hand him a 20.
Dude, ATM.
21st
21st.
21st.
21st century.
Yeah, that's where we're all at right now.
Yeah, dude. We're from the 21st century. We want to give you some of our cash for your Ren Fair silver so we can get some stew.
It's not Ren Fair silver, idiot. It's silver. It's real silver.
Sorry, I get it. You're all into this. Silver. Why do you got all that shit back there, dude?
Because people come up over here all the time and don't have any money. And I exchange it for their stuff.
That
This is
was
bizarre. Yeah, this is bizarre.
That quill doesn't look fun. He reaches-
Oh, it sucks.
He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a ballpoint pen that he uses to sign the receipt for pizzas he delivers. Trade ya for some of your silver.
He takes it and he clicks it.
It writes. It's better than your quill.
Yeah, but you left the end of it open at the end of your pocket, and all your pocket lint got on the outside and clogged it up. That means I'm going to have to heat it to remove all of that stuff with a pin to make it work.
Okay.
Don't you have a Mont Blanc or something good?
It's a Mont Blanc.
It's a really good pen.
It's a really nice pen. Also an antique. Most of the people didn't fall through some kind of dimensional door to get here. I'm from the 28th century, goddammit. I know what things are worth.
Wait, what?
Did you say the 28th century?
Yes.
Like Captain Kirk stuff?
And we have ballpoint pens that don't run out of ink.
Yeah, but you're not using one right now.
Captain Kirk was 20.
No, you're right.
All right, give me a convincing roll.
Sure.
22nd? I thought it was
We'll call it willpower
And influence.
and influence. Yeah.
All right, so that's a 3.
Because it was like starting stuff.
It's a 10.
Look, you've probably got that. What else have you got that's maybe worthwhile? Maybe we can pull something together.
Starts emptying his pockets. Keys. Phone. What else would he have? Probably a match. Book.
You got an antique cell phone.
It's not an ant. Oh my god. So, yeah, I've seen this movie.
Well, I mean, it's a
Where the
couple of
dude-
generations old. But
It's where the dude wants to play Star Trek: The Next Generation, but all his friends are playing D&D, so he plays the time traveler.
No,
Fine, I can get
It-
a burner. Here.
it's worth something because there's radio transmitters inside of them, and if we take them apart properly, we can build shortwave communicators with them, which could be useful when you're in this area because it's really dangerous.
it's the weirdest ring fair I've ever been to.
I got insurance, I'll just say it's stolen.
He starts get some form out and writes some stuff down. He's like, "Here you go," and like, put your pen. You can use it one last time.
Oh, wow, thanks, man. He'll read it over.
It basically says that you're agreeing to an equal exchange of these things for this amount of coins and blah 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 blah. It seems like a sensible amount
He
of coins.
signs it.
I'm not gonna keep super close track of all the economy in this fucking game, you guys. I'm gonna say you get a pretty fair amount of coins
Right.
that will last you for a little while for exchanging a cell phone to the guy from the 28th century.
Sounds good.
Do you have any extra fair maps or anything like that? We're just kind of walking around randomly out here.
Fair map?
Yeah, a map for the fairground.
How to
This
get
is-
to the big city. How to get to
This
the
is
big-
not a fair.
It's not.
What do you mean it's not a fair? We're in Kansas.
Then what is it?
Was there any kind of weird green light?
No, that was.
And then some
There's
smoke
really good
and people
special
turning
effects.
into monsters and being sucked through a hole.
Wait,
I assume something along those lines happened.
It's pretty much exactly
there was
that.
The monster. There was.
I kicked its head off.
I was trying to get laid at HoloNet, man.
There was Chet. Pages. Do you have any pages?
No.
Oh,
Not for that, I don't.
okay.
I wouldn't show that to people.
It's just Chet.
No, it's not.
What is it then?
Let's talk to him.
It looks like some kind of evil devil book made from human skin.
Looks like Chet.
Well, the skin is actually from a guy named Chet.
Just roll play straight. Either he's Picard Traveler. Oh, that's a double book. I guarantee you, Picard would not act like, oh, it's a double book. It's true. Sorry, dude, not to interrupt you, Chef.
You will not defame the good name of Picard.
Well, I mean,
He's a fucking badass.
I mean, I gotta tell you,
He's
you're
one of the
not like-
greatest characters in history.
But your character.
I studied him in school, goddammit.
See, physical characters in school.
I was a literary major.
That makes more sense then.
God, you guys are assholes.
Us assholes, dude, I just want to know where the fucking ATM is.
To quote Dogberry in Shakespeare.
There's no ATM,
Yes,
but
I
you're
am
not
an
going to
asshole.
listen to me. It's fine, whatever. Hope you get eaten by troglodytes.
Okay, whatever.
Do we get our cell phones back after the Ren Fair if we turn it in for silver?
You want a loan?
Who's saying can we buy it back?
Yeah.
Well, no, because I need it.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna make ham radio out of it.
What are you going to do with the radio once you make it? Why are you so concerned about the danger of the land around Topeka? I mean, can't you just call the state
Topeka.
police or
Yeah,
something?
Topeka, Kansas is what.
Topeka,
This is the
Kansas.
Borderlands.
The
That was a
Borderlands.
shitty video game.
And a shitty movie or shitty TV show. Is there a lot of dudes that like
Wait,
jump
are you
around
talking
like they're
about the-
Wufo and with swords?
Border.
You don't want to jump with a sword. It's not a good idea.
You're talking
Hold
about
on,
that
you're
that
nonsense.
shitty video game with the cartoon characters.
Get
with
out.
the-
Get out. Get out.
Okay. Bye.
Come back and talk to me when you've accepted your situation.
Okay.
We're hungry.
Oh, we got the money.
Yeah, okay.
So we.
Money.
Alright, let's go back to the tavern and get some food.
A few coins quickly produces you like wooden and handmade clay plates riddled with foodstuffs of your choosing.
Being Todd, he ordered the fruit and the tea, and seeing the shit on the plate was like, hey,
It's a
it's dirty. Can I get like a clean one?
So the bar wench just walks away. Straight up just walks away.
Wow, going real authenticism. Real authenticism here.
Dude, I wouldn't eat too much of that venison. I haven't
Dude,
seen a
this
health
shit tastes
permit or
good.
anything here.
It is venison stew. Like, yeah.
He has no sense.
Yeah, he has
of
no
smell or taste, but he acts like he does.
Yeah, I know. But it is venison stew. I mean,
I was like, I just finished off. Well, I just finished it up. Drink the ale, which probably tastes horrible.
I just kind of pick at
the ale's not bad.
Oh, okay.
It's really fucking strong.
It's like, holy shit. Okay, at least you get the drinks right here.
I'm absolutely convinced that anything I put in my mouth here is going to give me the runs later on. So I'm just.
It's also now that you actually have money,
Dude, you eat
like
pizza,
it's
you'll be
10
fine.
times the price of the beer,
What is 10 times the price?
the ale.
The ale.
Alright, well,
Phones aren't working. We can't Uber. We need to find some way to get back to Topeka.
let's see here. I got a friend I can call. I just gotta find a freaking payphone or something.
Maybe they have like a visitor center.
Right.
Yeah.
Or shuttles or something like that.
Yeah,
to,
this is
you know,
probably out in the middle of
parks or
nowhere, so it's probably a bus or something we can rent. So, yeah.
Okay, let's find a visitor center. He's not as big of a douche as pawnbroker boy from the 25th century,
28.
28th century, and beyond.
Oh, I will admit, this is getting a little eerie how accurate they're going on things. But yeah, let's just get out of here. At this time, I probably have my voicemail is probably full of angry parents who can't drop off the little shits for me to babysit them for the day.
Guys, I'm having some second thoughts about this because, well, all right. So, y'all know I'm a rather well-known writer around Topeka.
You are? Cool.
Fan fiction, Jerry.
Anyway, I've been trying to novelize some of the porn because there are people who can't see. So I thought that
Makes total sense.
Yeah. I
Like
can-
they can hear the
Right.
but they can't see it.
Right.
They need to know.
Like,
So
they should be able to read the porn instead.
Yeah, if
So
it's a guy who really loves
Make
the
it the Braille.
babysitter, why is he slapping her on the
So-
ass?
I'm confused. Is it Braille or audiobooks?
Oh, it should be both.
Well, I have to write it first
Oh.
in English, and then we can worry about the transfer of media and all that business shit that you wouldn't understand from it, right?
That's very successful.
So back to the porn novelizations. Okay.
To check.
All I'm saying is that when I was trying to novelize Gangbang 27, at least the first couple of hours of it, it occurred.
Did you say gangbang?
Who's this guy?
Some guy at another table. He's just like some scrawny looking guy. He looks like he looks like some neckbeard, but he's got like a real deep voice. It's this weird contrast. He's just got this like shitty, dirty peasant clothes on, and he's got some beer clutched in his hand.
Why?
I heard about that.
I absolutely said Gangbang, and you too can have your own copy of Gangbang 27.
Copy?
Copy of the video.
What?
Or the novel.
Or the novel. Well, I haven't finished the novel yet.
Novel?
Novel.
Like a novella?
Kinda
You're gonna
like a
write it
novel.
down?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
And he kind of like conspiratorially bellies up to your table. What do you charge for something like that?
Well, I
And if I read it, can I get an invite? How much does an invite cost?
Well, like depending on the size of the book, you could probably get it for like $17.97 if you go through like Barnes and Noble. That way, it's like economical, but a decent price and like an okay profit margin.
So the wheels are turning here. So 1797 silver.
Yeah, for like the book.
And if you do the audio
How big is
book,
it?
it's usually just one audible credit.
Right.
Yeah,
What?
I listen to him while I drive pizza.
it's a good idea. Like
How-
I might distract.
How much silver do you have?
Some.
Okay, well, you give me your silver, and I will write.
Look, I'm interested in fornication.
Aren't we all, my good man?
Like if you actually want to get into some action, I don't. No.
It's like Californication.
That's an okay show.
I mean,
I
I'm-
think it's a little unrealistic.
I'm flexible.
You would think with
You
a
know.
place called the Stretch.
Like, I'm okay with
know a
co-ed.
thing or two about fornication.
I mean, like, yeah, co-ed is very progressive, and it's like the right way to go. But
Is bestiality really fornication?
No.
Like, doesn't that
No.
go a little bit further outside of the fornication realm?
I would
What-
think
to
so.
say that
what-
they have coaches?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. No beast men.
Well, we're in the stretched goat. That's why we figured.
You're what?
This is called the stretched goat.
Ew.
Oh, the stretched goat.
Oh, dude, that just like connected in my head. That's gross. Like goats shouldn't be. Cover your ears, Chad.
Ah!
What? It's just Chad.
Thanks, fella.
I'm sorry.
Guys, we're getting a little off topic here. Okay, so let me try to sum it up.
All right.
So, in the X-rated version of Cinderella, okay,
Yeah.
Cinderella got
Musical.
lost I think it was musical, and she got lost on the way, as I recall, on the way to the Royal Gangbang, and on the way, she discovered a fairy godmother. Are you following me?
Yeah, so far.
Okay.
To find the fairy godmother.
I think we already have found the fairy godmother, is what I'm talking about.
But I don't want to get spanked.
The Frumpy
there's no
Girl and
spanking.
Provisioners?
No. The 28th century.
Granny Wench serving us dinner?
The 28th
His
century
dad?
dude. Not his dad, because his dad is too much of an asshole to give us any real information. The only person who's actually talked to us and told and even given a hint that he knows anything about our situation in language we can understand is the guy we just sold your cell phone to.
He doesn't act like, Picard doesn't act like, like he's playing both sides of the field here.
So maybe what we gotta do, maybe we gotta play this a little differently. Maybe we just go back and maybe we ask him, dude, spill the beans. I mean, we have to be nicer than dude, spill the beans. But, I mean, we go in there, we just hear him out. Just hear the guy out, see what he has to say, see if there's any kind of interesting information he has about what this Borderlands thing is. I mean, look, guys, we're no more than about 10 miles outside of Topeka, okay? We weren't unconscious that long, alright? But, nevertheless, maybe this is some type of game, and maybe he was like our guide to give us a hint on what we're supposed to be doing, and maybe if we play along a little bit, we can get the hell out of here. Because you know how Bill burns the popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Over.
No. I get what
And
you're saying.
he's opening tomorrow, and if I'm not there, it's going to be nothing but burnt popcorn.
I get what you're saying. It's like when Sam and Dean in Supernatural went to the Lark. Like, they had to play along just to get through it. Okay?
Right.
But no. I get what you're saying. I can play along.
Cool.
But there was that episode where they were in the other world, and they had to basically somehow get an angel to help them. And I don't think Picard's an angel.
Probably not, because, he's a dick, but he's not that big of a dick.
Yeah.
Not a big dick as Wesley.
Crusher.
Oh, yeah.
Shut up.
Alright. Let's go back and talk to Picard.
Finish the drink up and.
I'll grab another ale to go
Okay.
to bring to Picard.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
They tell you you have to pay for a shitty cup if you want to leave.
Okay.
So they make you buy a shitty tankard.
Okay.
Doesn't even have the name of the wrestler on the side.
No, it doesn't.
It's a shitty
Could have had it at least on the bottom. Alright, let's go back and talk to Picard. Maybe
Oh,
this
you
offering-
know what? They've got one with the name on the bottom. It's a clay one. It's real nice. It costs 3 times as much. You want it?
No. I don't want to I want to butter him up. I'm not buttering him that much.
They tell you if you bring the tankard back, you can get your money back.
Okay.
No, that's fair enough there. Alright. Let's get this guy drunk.
Back to Picard.
Head back into the loan office.
Uh-huh.
Dude, we're ready to listen.
Are you now?
Yeah,
We are.
Forsooth.
I am all ears.
For what?
Forsooth.
We
We're-
are clearly.
You know you don't talk like that. What's the deal?
We are. We have
We're
a.
ready to listen. I'm trying to show you.
Yes.
We're here. We're here to play the game and get the and figure out what's going on.
There's
man.
no game. Okay? There's no game.
No game. What?
If this isn't a game, then what is it?
This is the last bastion of civilization before the Chaos Lands.
And what is the chaos?
So
He's talking about
Borderlands-
Kansas City.
Borderlands and the Chaos Lands.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
the two opposing what?
Well, necromancers, deadites, skeletons, zombies, mutant men, beast men, raping, pillaging, all that sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's got a good narrative.
It does. Yeah, it's interesting. There's at least some character to the world.
Yeah, something.
Look, I thought I was in a hollow net for a week when I got here.
What?
It's a movie. I thought I was in a movie for a week when I got here, so I get it. But it's annoying.
But you came in and talked to the guy who was working.
At least you
the
come
office
from
before you.
somewhere in the near past. Most everybody comes from the past before this. That's just a total pain. You have to explain things like keys.
You've had some bad experiences, haven't you? So you're saying that this is not a LARP, not a game, just we're really somewhere else. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you fell through a magic portal, didn't you?
Mentally, that was weird last night.
There were some strange.
Did you all have drug hallucinations at the exact same time in the exact same way? Because you know that's not physiologically possible, right?
I mean, all we did was smoke some weed, unless it was laced with LSD, which I doubt Chet had. That good a kush?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is even if it were laced with LSD, it's physiologically impossible for you all to have the exact same hallucination.
It's called mass hallucination.
Mass hallucination is not hallucination.
Carl Jung might disagree, but hey, agree to disagree.
I'm getting confused.
So we're trying to figure out what we're doing here, what we're supposed to do.
And more important,
I have no idea what you're supposed to do.
How we get back, that's a good question.
Look, we're not getting back.
Dude, I got a morning shift at the Blockbuster. I have to get back.
I got pizzas to make.
And I gotta watch a bunch of screaming brats to try to teach them how to fight.
I mean,
I
is
don't wanna
there,
be
like,
left
is there
out,
a
but I got
quest?
stuff.
I mean,
No, there's no quest.
no quest.
So what time of day is it right now?
It's an evening.
Okay, so it's getting, okay, guys, it's getting late. If is at least someplace where we can get some sleep if we can't get out here anytime.
What have
soon?
you got in that thing?
What thing?
He points at Chet.
Chat?
Is there anything in there?
Open up. I imagine Chet just opens his mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's a book? I mean, open it up like a book.
I'm sorry,
What does it
Dad.
say inside?
I opened the book.
Maybe that's
There's
what
a,
the quest is.
there's a few ratty pages. What happened to the rest of that?
That kind of got sucked into the portal with us in a weird way.
I mean, it wasn't really that to begin with.
Yeah, it was like photocopied.
It was it was photocopied pages, and then like
They
these
stole.
really good special effects started putting his face on it. And
Well, if those pages came through the same
Special
portal that we
effects.
came through,
okay, yeah. The magic, it ate his face.
Yeah, it's Chet.
that we watched those pages go through that same weird green fog hole in the universe thing that we fell through.
True. Yeah, they went through.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we have to go and
Scavenger hunt.
we gotta
Gotta
find
find the
all the
pages.
pages that came through with us.
But once we have the pages, that should complete the quest. Scavenger.
Did you see any
Right.
pages fall out of the sky around the same time we did? Wait, did we fall out of the sky?
No, we were in like a field.
We could have.
I have no idea when you fell out of the sky. You just walked through my door about an hour ago.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, like the knights kind of pulled us in. Apparently, his dad's in charge.
That's right. His dad runs this place.
What are you doing here? If your dad is who?
My dad's a dick.
What's your dad's name?
Stand Still, Junior.
Stillard the Second?
Sure, if that's how you want to say it. And I'm
Gotta
Stand
play by
Still.
the
the
rules.
Yeah,
third.
he's okay. Yeah, he's from the same time period. Yeah, he's in charge here.
And he's a dick.
Yes, but he's in charge here.
This is all him trying to make me take his money.
I think we got no other choice but to talk to your dad, dude.
I think he like spent a bunch of money for this.
Spending
I hope he
money.
spent all of it.
Well, you have to admit it's a pretty elaborate stunt to kind of communicate with you.
It's like,
Maybe we give him a chance. Maybe you give him a little bit of a chance. And
yeah, let's just play along with his game as well to see what we can get. Because only thing we got out of here is
Look, you guys, I'm going to give you the best advice that I can give you. All right? Forget about it. Just don't worry about it. Go get drunk. Find ways to make some coin. Maybe see if you can get further into the kingdom away from the borderlands so you don't get killed. Stick your dick in some tail and call it a life.
But Chet is hungry.
Yeah, and get rid of that thing while you're at it.
It's Chet.
Have fun with that.
it really is a
I
little
don't know
creepy.
that I want to.
Okay.
Cool, we get it. Thanks. We understand. You can't help us. So you gonna finish that?
Go ahead, take it.
Sure.
Damn you, good. Alright, well, let's take it back, get our money back.
Mm-hmm.
Get our deposit. And then see your dad again. Maybe get another one because I got a feeling you're going to need it.
I bring that to any drinks.
I meant for you. I need it for me too. That'd be good.
Fine. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah. So, do a little shopping, and guess we head back up to see his dad again.
There is a bit of having to talk to clunkards and getting them to go find him and whatnot. He has left the little tower that you were at, and they wander off past the smithy somewhere, and it takes a few minutes, but you see him with a small entourage of clunks coming your way.
God, why doesn't that surprise me?
just try not to get into an argument with him. And we'll get to the bottom of why he brought us here.
Okay. Y'all do the talking. I don't want to talk to him. Like, I'm
Okay.
lose my fucking mind with this dude.
Okay, fine, we'll deal with it.
You all go inside and you're hanging out in like the bottom floor of this bailiff tower. It's got some tables and stuff up there that they use for processing, but you guys just sit around. He leans up against the wall like he did earlier.
So, how the hell, like, where the hell is the nearest payphone or something we can get out of here?
There's no payphone.
Okay, fine, no payphone. Where,
Dude,
how far from the nearest town? We can just walk there if we have to.
This is the closest town. This is the last town.
remember what Picard said? He said we have to finish the quest.
There-
So,
There's no quest.
He also told
Yeah.
us to stick our dicks in something with a tail. I don't want to do that anytime soon either.
Yeah, dude. What is with all the bestiality in this town?
What?
there was a spread goat.
Picard telling us to stick our dicks in something with a tail. The spread goat. Dude wanting to fornicate in the spread goat. Like, I don't know who hired these people, but Jesus Christ, you scraped the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, it's actors in Topeka, so like,
Well,
I get it.
These are probably all porn stars. Got it.
your tendency to over-sexualize everything around you notwithstanding,
Well, if you're
we
the
can
girl,
only
there'd be a stripper.
this is the borderlands. This is as far as civilization really goes. So you kind of get what you get out here. This place is also a trans-dimensional toilet. So you get people from. Look at Stu over there, and Stu is like, he's got his helmet off, and like he's a fucking Neanderthal, like straight up, like he's got the fucking thing. He's like, "Ugh."
Prosthetics.
He's like the guy in the Geico commercial. Wait, is it Geico with the caveman? He's like the guy in the Geico commercial.
I know a guy in California that could fix it.
I know. Don't worry, Stu. They're nice, sort of. Okay, they're not nice. Be worried. And Stu's like,
So we got a quest. We're gonna do the scavenger hunt. We're gonna find the pages for the book.
what?
Yeah.
That's what Picard said.
Not necessarily, but whatever. I just want to go home. I got shit to do. I got like 1,000 Karens probably.
There's
just
no
screaming.
home. There's no home.
Why is everyone homeless?
Really? That was bad.
So, Mr. Still, what my colleagues are trying to say or ask is, have you seen any book pages floating around in the air? Did anything like that appear
You found us?
in our vicinity where you found us?
Who did you talk to?
The bank guy?
The guy, the money changer guy.
Says like from 28th century.
At the pawn shop, the loan arranger.
I sold him my iPhone 15. He gave me some silver.
Is that where you got this quest idea from?
Kinda, yeah.
Isn't he a literary major? Did this thing have all its pages when you went through?
I mean, that's really what it was pages. It was just pages stapled together. Like somebody photocopied something so that they could make it look like a book.
Then that happened to it.
Yeah.
Like total props on the animatronics. It's just cool.
Look, boys. If you need something to do, I can probably find you something to do. But forget about this whole pages thing. All right? It's way out of your league.
But Chet's hungry.
Oh man. Sorry. Love that fucking game.
We managed to single-handedly bring down whatever that thing with the green eyes was.
Oh, dude, we flat out killed a guy.
Absolutely.
We killed Lenny.
Yeah.
Don't
Green-eyed
call it
Lenny. We
Use that thing you showed me with the 7-iron.
right.
That's good.
So what I'm saying is we're capable of more than we appear to be capable.
I stabbed him.
I can sit off.
Well, for centuries, all of these cults of chaos and death have had pages from the Necronomicon that they've derived their magic from. Does that make sense?
So far.
Absolutely none whatsoever.
No, but okay.
Okay, I'll break it down for you. You ready? You don't want to fuck with them!
I understood that.
Yeah.
Pages or Lemmy's.
Either one!
This is really like the opposite of the hero's journey. Usually the person, assists you into breaking into the unknown on your quest, not tells you to not do it. But okay. So, yeah, it's like late. We're gonna need some place to stay. Are there like guest tents or maybe there's tents?
Well, there's a tavern.
Scratch goat.
And a common house next door. Or you can sleep in the gutter.
The
What's the
I've heard of that
tower?
one before.
I'm certainly not going to hire you in the state that you're in right now.
Kansas?
What are you gonna hire us for?
Like I said, I can give you something to do. It's not marching into the Chaos Lands to get pages of the Necronomicon, but it's something to do.
Thank God, we're at like first level. That's at like 10th level.
Why don't we?
We gotta kill rats in the tavern basement of that.
Kill rats? Why are you going to kill rats?
Old video game
Metaphor.
trope.
So yeah. We'll go to the common house. I really don't want to sleep in the gutter. And then you have something for us to do. What is it that you want us to do?
Yeah, I'm not giving you anything to do until you come to your senses.
No. Totally in my senses now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Totally.
Yeah, you're
You have something you
you're
want us to
convinced
do,
that it's
we'll do it.
21st century Kansas. You're definitely in your senses right now.
Like, what makes more sense? That
man.
we-
You've turned this into some kind of Michael Douglas movie,
This is the Borderlands.
right?
On the edge of the Chaos Lands, where there's deadites and werebears
Romancing
and
the Stone?
No, the game.
grimlocks and
The game.
troglodytes coming for us. We know you don't want us going out there. What is it that you want us to do?
When you come back to your senses,
Sure,
So
sense.
can we
you're going to be
come back and,
dangerous if you go out there thinking that you're in fucking Kansas.
Okay, fine. We're not in Kansas. Where are we? Kentucky? That hellhole?
I've never been to Kentucky, but maybe.
All I remember of driving through Kentucky is that the brothers look like they're inbred hillbillies and the sisters look like they're porn stars.
Okay, well, cut out the porn stars, give the hillbillies weird mutations, and you're about right.
Okay, so
more
it's
like Arkansas?
yeah, the mouth and everything.
So what I'm hearing
Look,
is
this
we'll
is some
see-
other weird world, okay?
Got
It has things like our history, but not exactly. It's also got monsters and magic in the Necronomicon, or at least pages from the Necronomicon.
Got it.
And chaos cults and death cults and
Troglodytes,
Evil.
bears, grimlocks, and ubas. Got it.
So why don't we head over to the common house? We'll chill a little bit,
Get some sleep.
get some sleep, get some rest,
Come to our senses.
and then maybe, Mr. Still, we can come back and talk to you tomorrow. Maybe see if you have some work for us, or
fine.
Alright. Nice talking to you, buddy. I need a drink. And yeah, I need some sleep. Because this is just getting too much. I'm done with the game. I want to sleep. Yeah, I've lost that game. I don't care really.
We've all just lost it.
all I can say is I hope you need some other delivery drivers or something, because my job at the Blockbuster is gone for that show.
Totally do delivery jobs. I imagine you don't have any barracudas around. Fine. I remember how to ride a horse. You could deliver something. That's always a good starter task. Deliver something.
Yeah. Fetch quests. That could work.
I think we should probably go while we're ahead.
Yeah, I
Get
think
back to the
I can see the vein
the
just
common
coming
house
popping off his
thing.
forehead here. Let's just
That's why it stands just. You see that vein go. He's like, yeah, get under that skin.
I hope I'm role playing that thing.
You All right, yeah. Let's go find the common house and get some sleep and come to our senses.
alright.
Totally.
The Traveler's Inn is right next door to the tavern.
Awesome.
There's like, right inside, there's, what do you call it, like an antechamber that's got a bunch of crap on one side and then a little desk on the other side. And there's probably like fucking like 12-year-old kid.
Exploration is a knowledge.
12-year-old girl behind the little desk there.
Yeah, there. We need 4 rooms for the night.
Rooms are all full. Common room only.
All right, how much for the common room?
1.
Silver?
Do this.
Mm.
I'm gonna play this out. I'm Stan Stillardson the Third.
Huh?
Stan Stillardson the Third.
The boss's son.
Oh,
We need rooms.
nice met, sir. There's no rooms.
Oh, you can't kick somebody out like Troglodyte Bill.
There's no troglodytes here.
All right. Well, whatever beds you, what beds do you have in the common room?
Common room, 1 silver. You want to put things in the store? She points over at the pile of shit on the other side of the room.
Don't really have things at the moment, so
All I got, my phone, my wallet, and that's about it. I just
Get a mattress cover on the inside.
Cool.
good idea.
You step inside, and there's a big, just like open room. And to the right side is like folded up piles of like just shitty cloth. And then a huge pile of hay. And people have taken the cloths and stuffed the hay into them and are just laying on the floor. Kind of willy nilly.
Okay.
All right.
At this point, I'm just too tired to care.
Honestly, I've been to Motel 6's worse than this.
I don't like camping.
Yeah, there's a roof over your heads. It's not really camping. We do have to sleep on the hay on the floor, which sucks, but
Yeah.
it's like glamping.
None of the glam.
Oh. It's like you took the glam out of the glam. So it's back to camping.
What are you doing with Chet? Where's Chet right now?
He's just always just in his arm.
You might want to use one of the covers.
You can notice people are kind of getting up and scooting their little mattresses like further away.
I think we might want to cover Chad up.
People are getting a little freaked out about him.
Yeah, it's
Maybe he's
drawing
like a
attention.
bird. You cover him up at night so he sleeps.
Okay. Do we have like a
Kind of. We got a bunch of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Start stuffing hay into
Yeah.
one. Probably overstuffing, trying to get it nice and big.
Well, that's the goal.
All right.
How many other people are in there with us?
2d10. 8.
All right. I kind of like wave up one or two of them while I'm stuck in the damn pillowcase.
There's like one candle by the door and then one candle on the other side of the room.
It's always good to have a source of flame in a room full of hay.
Yeah.
Good thinking on the part of the proprietor.
Wherever they cleared, like moved away from us so that we can have a space. I guess we'll take that up.
There's also clay pots in a row on the other side of the room.
Oh, don't tell me that's what that. No.
I don't want to be near that if that's what I think it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I kind of I just kind of lay against the wall on the bed and gonna play a game on my phone for a few minutes.
Regardless.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna like, all right guys, let's get some rest. I'm just done with everything right now.
Like as you're playing your game and people are you guys are like sort of settling down. At one point, like it's real quiet and then you hear, "Ah!" And then like one of the guys gets up and just like runs crazy out of the door.
Oh fuck. Are there bugs? Do you get bit?
This place has bed bugs, totally.
Oh god, no.
Don't you need beds to have bed bugs?
No.
They just like to sleep in the like to live in the bed, but you don't get that. Oh god. Anyway, I'm not fucking all night.
I like these clothes. You have to work.
That paragraph, he has the drawback of recurring nightmares.
Oh, likewise. You got the same.
Oh shit, what do I?
Yes!
Do we all have recurring nightmares?
Let's find out.
Todd is the one who will have no nightmares. I was this close to taking it, and then I was just like, no.
See, so you don't have a nightmare, but you do have a nightmare. But you have this nightmare that your dad kidnapped you and brought you to a Ren fair and is fucking with you as a part of some like weird life lesson. But then you wake up in the common room. You dream that there are way too many kids
Oh no.
waiting to get into the dojo and you're not there to let them in, and every time you like try to turn on the street to go to the dojo, there's like construction, so you have to like go a different way, and then there's a parade and then you have to go a different way, and you're getting like these billions of text messages that it's not safe to check from all these people worried about their kids or the kids themselves, because god damn it, they're giving these kids cell phones.
Oh god, it's by the time I get there, I'm gonna go over my texting limit. Oh, it's like, I hate my job. Okay. So, other than the nightmare, I guess we sleep fairly well. Anything else happen at night?
No, you don't sleep well at all. It's fucking terrible.
Okay.
It's fucking awful. It's not a good sleep at all. It sucks, dude.
Okay, fair enough there. Wake up sore, stiff, pissed.
I think everyone's gonna take a -1, but you would take more if you had an actual nightmare.
Okay.
So I'm giving -1 to all rolls today for
All rolls,
shitty sleep.
Alright.
Till you get used to it. You probably wake up late when the room is empty.
Excuse me.
You know, at some point, somebody's
Whoops.
careful.
Sorry, man.
Someone's empty chamber pots, and you smell that, and the tavern next door is cooking food, and you smell that, and there's a couple situations where like people come into the common room and are like, "Is the common room empty yet?" "No, there's a few people that are sleeping late today." "Ah, okay then. Guess we can't clean up yet." And then they'll come back, you know.
My phone and see what time it
Yeah.
shows. What time does my phone show?
Okay, so we'll call your phone. We'll call it 60%.
Okay.
Right? And every time you use your phone, you roll D10, and if you roll above the 60, it goes down by 10.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So you check the phone, and it is 6:45 a.m.
Dude, I have a really early checkout time here.
Okay, continental breakfast.
Oh, dude. I could go for a waffle.
Some nice thick oatmeal with some raisins, maybe a little brown sugar on top.
An apple.
Sorry about that again, man. Seriously.
It happens.
Well, I smelled some food cooking.
It happens. It's a tight area.
Or something like that.
Cool. Let's go find it.
Okay. Todd walks away, leaving the pillowcase with Chet in it. And then immediately goes, oh, Chet. And then walks back. Takes Chet out of the pillowcase.
Maybe you should you get a belt. You can tie it to your belt.
Yeah, dude, he's got a woven belt.
Oh yeah, he's got one of those wove belts.
You should keep it in the pillowcase and just tie it to your belt. That way you don't lose it.
Yeah. Just need to do that. It's a good idea, dude.
There's some guy at the door. Hey there, that don't belong to you.
What?
Yeah, this he brought it with him.
That mattress don't belong to you.
It's not a mattress.
Oh. It's not a mattress.
It doesn't have egg in it.
Look, you a thief then.
Why?
Put it back.
How much? Can we buy it from you?
No.
Silver?
Go to the traders if you want a mattress. Or make your own.
Alright, just the guy's pissed off.
Okay.
We'll find another one. Thank you.
And get that thing out of here.
Chet? What's wrong with Chet?
Go.
Okay. And I walk.
No one
Does
likes
he-
that book.
I have not put down the mattress. Does he stop me?
He
And then-
snatches it out of your
Okay.
hand. All harumphing.
Guys, we're gonna have to cover up that book before we try to get a meal. I don't think anyone's gonna talk to us or even let us in.
Dude, everyone's talked to us. Like, we were talking to people all day yesterday.
Until I saw that book.
I mean,
Then it's, the devil book.
yeah.
Forsooth.
Okay, to give us an idea, let's go to the provisioner, get a bag, and then a trader or whatever. Go to the trader, get a
Well,
bag.
I don't want a mattress. That seems like a lot to carry
Well,
around.
no, the provisioner's probably got like a good
Backpack.
like a backpack or a day pack or something. Just if whatever
You
tasks
can get
were
a
given
transport
for
or
dad.
something like that around here.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll go to the provisionary.
The provisioner is in the morning manned by some 16-year-old dude who's vaguely similar to the guy you saw last night.
Your mom work in here too?
Yeah. He describes the frumpy girl. Cool.
You need a backpack.
Large with frame or small?
Medium.
Large with frame or small?
I don't know. Can I try them on?
Essentially, you can get a large frame backpack that will hold 10 items, or you can get a small, soft backpack that will hold 5 items.
Oh, let's go soft then for now.
Stop. Small.
Guess what else I'm not going to do in this fucking game? Annoying as shit encumbrance.
I've always hated that in games.
It can be fun if done properly. But it's much easier to just approximate it. So your backpack can hold 10 items. Small items that would fit in a bundle, we can decide how many bundles is worth one item.
So,
Pop shit in the bag.
You now have one item in your 5-item bag. Check.
good chat, man.
She has to go into the bag every time. Whenever we're talking to someone, I make sure he gets Chet's opinion on it.
Alright.
Before we leave, do you have a knife I can use right here?
knife out of his belt.
Opens up the inside of his jacket, which is red, and cuts a strip about this long and ties it to the backpack. Just for visibility.
Where's the backpack?
Probably brown.
Okay, that's alright.
Just think of it as flat.
Yeah.
Pieces of flair.
So, breakfast or
Breakfast.
breakfast? Breakfast sounds good.
A few coin later, or garners you some porridge, and if you want to splurge, some eggs and bacon. And probably some kind of bannock-like flat bread thing.
Alright.
Fried bread.
Cool. So naan.
Not naan. It's thicker than naan.
Okay.
Way thicker. I'll make you some one day. Legit, I love making bannock. It's really great.
Okay. So we got our food. So let's go get our job from your dad. Those of you who have better ideas, get home. Just-
Yeah, I think we need to take a different approach this time. I think that we need to at least pretend that everything that your dad is saying is absolutely 100% true. So we're gonna have to dig down and just go with it, no matter how stupid it sounds.
Yeah. So we're in a different world.
Different world. We're in a hell zone or whatever. Okay.
Borderlands.
Borderlands.
Chaos land.
And yeah, in between the border and the chaos.
Just sitting there, kind of character.
So I guess that would be kind of like San Antonio or something.
Yeah.
San Antonio.
We're from the future. Did San Antonio get destroyed by the coronavirus?
It stood. It stood tall.
Alright, we'll go back to the tower, Bailiff's tower, and try to find my dad.
He is not there. They go and summon him. It takes several minutes. They're like, now that it's daytime, you can easily see past the smithy, past the part of the area that you haven't been through. There's a whole nother walled off area with even bigger walls and a big old fucking set of towers and castle over that way.
Dude, you totally should have asked your dad if we could have stayed with him.
There's also mountains encircling the area.
I guarantee you it's
Wait a minute. What are mountains in Kansas?
This, you don't watch them, but
No.
this is how they do it in the movies. They have this facade built up, and then behind it they hang a painting.
See,
That's a painting.
But dude,
I told you movies weren't worth anything because of reasons like this.
No, there's totally a movie that's just like this. Truman Show. That movie, like, that's. And if your dad was like rich, he could have totally like blown it all for that.
You know,
He
the
walks
spotlight
over
thing never
and
happened
stands
in the
under
book, right?
something in case anything falls from the sky.
What is the book? Todd doesn't know. Todd is asking you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the spotlight thing never happened in the book. It's just something that they added.
Huh.
Well, you can't see a spotlight in a book.
We can describe a spotlight in the book. But what I'm saying is the writer never even conceived of the notion of a spotlight falling off of the fake sky and landing in front of Truman. Never happened.
Oh.
And then because money, they
I was
decided to put it
thinking of
into
a
the
different
film.
scene. I'm sorry. Okay.
You see Stan starts walking up with his clunkies.
Howdy ho, neighbor. If I don't see you, good afternoon, evening, and good night.
So, Mr. Stillard, we are ready to talk about whatever you would like us to do. We're clearly in a different land, and we're going to need some way to live, some way to make a life, and some way to figure all this out. Isn't that right, Stan?
That's right. I can't sleep in another hay bed with 20 other guys next to some urine pots.
See him kind of cock his head a little bit. It's like, well, at least you're starting to realize that it's worthwhile improving your situation.
There were 12 guys.
There's a small fishing village several days' ride to the southwest of here. That village pays tribute to this keep as a part of the kingdom. We rely on it for fish and trade supplies to support the keep and the war effort. Tribute has fallen off over the past few months, and we've heard word from sailors that there is plentiful catch in that town, and many of the sailors have come back with gold. I want you to go over there with some men and find out what's going on and get them to pay tribute to the keep.
So we need to be the taxman for you. Okay. Got worse jobs out there.
Well, these, I'm guessing these people aren't going to want to just give us the money. Do you have anything to help us? Do you have any? I don't know.
He just reaches over and like fist hits his fist on the breastplate of the guy standing next to him.
Some muscle.
That's our help.
Ah, so we're gonna be that taxman.
Which is all well and good.
But I want you to find out what's going on first. Because if the catch is good, somebody found some gold, and they're just being selfish pricks, this will do the job. But we're on the borderlands, and something else could be going on.
What kind of something else?
We've had sightings of fish people along the river.
It's gonna be fine, Stan. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
When you say fish people,
I mean fish people! Yeah! With big floppy mouths!
They're all gonna have that Innsmouth.
With gills! What?
Nothing, Dad. It's
No, what did you say?
Innsmouth. Is that the name of the village?
Who told you that?
Really?
My friend. Howard.
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 Lovecraft.
Lovecraft.
Who is that?
Old friend. School. You never met him. So yeah, they're going to be great with the breastplates and the muscle, but if we get separated from them,
yes.
we're going to need to be able to defend ourselves.
You'll be outfitted. That's not a problem.
Okay, cool. And you said it's a how far ride? Because you said ride. I imagine we're going to get horses.
You're gonna have to go by cart.
I mean, I can still ride a horse, Dad. I'm not dumb.
I think we should take the cart, Stan. I've never been on a horse in my life.
Well, that's cool. You guys stay in the cart. Mobility. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Give me another convince roll. Give me another convince roll.
So another -1.
Do I give my fucking shitty son the keys to the car that he may or may not be able to drive? A car that is living and requires maintenance.
9.
A 9 does? Well, with your penalty?
-1.
You got it. Fine. A couple of extra horses couldn't hurt, I suppose. You know how to tackle one.
Yeah, of course.
You mean like body check it?
No. Putting horse, putting the saddle and bridle and tack on it. There's a lot to it. It's cool. You guys ride the wagon. I'll be on the horse.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the way.
Yeah, I've never ridden a horse.
No worries.
I know how to do a mule kick, but not a I don't know anything about horses.
Definitely never tackled a horse.
Alright.
Well, I don't think there's. I think it's mostly the fish people stuff is rumor. But this will be a good opportunity as a wake-up call for you boys. My master at arms will get you outfitted.
Alright.
How far was it again to the village?
It's a
There'll be a guide.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, so let's go get outfitted for this job. And then.
I'm the master at arms.
Yep.
It's a guy standing next to him. He leads you. So your dad just walks off, and this master at arms guy marches you up past the smithy, past some other buildings and another whole side, courtyard that you hadn't seen yet, and then up to, but not past, a set of gates. And he sends word out, and people start coming down with carts and stuff and things, and all of this stuff starts getting put together. So the way I'll do this is each of you will be given a large backpack. The large backpack can be filled with 10 items. They can be 10 items. Don't worry about monies. You just can choose 10 sensible items. If you need a list, I can give you a book with a list. Weapons that are available to you are clubs, daggers, sword, or not swords, but spears. No swords available. And then pretty much any other kind of general equipment that you want. Provisions and water skins are available. One equipment slot is worth 3 days worth of provisions or 3 days of water. And I will use the restroom while you decide.
And how many equipment slots did you say we had?
Your backpack holds 10, but you can carry items in your hands.
Gotcha.
And you can, if you have them, some way of doing so, you can get other bags to put on your hips or whatever.
So provisions are 3 days worth of food and water?
One slot on your backpack is worth 3 provisions
Okay.
or 3 water.
And how many days is it to the...
When you're talking with them in depth about it, they tell you it's going to be about a week and a half. But they're also pulling out a big cart that they're loading up with flour and water and food and stuff like that as well. So, long story short, any provisions that you put in your backpack are going to be things that you're carrying around away from your base camp.
Okay.
So I think we can discuss this because we're all doing it together. So Todd, being dumb, is probably gonna get food, and then candles, and something to light the candles, because he doesn't know. So I'm just gonna say with 10 slots, 6 will be food and water, and then 2 for candle, or I guess would candles probably be a bunched item, or no?
I
Guess
don't
it
know.
depends on
The
the type of
stand,
candle.
who has a perception of 4 and situational awareness, would probably go, hey, they're putting food in the wagon. Maybe only take 3 days food and water.
Oh,
And that's a lot of candles. You're probably not going to need that many. You're probably going to want some extra clothes, something to sleep on, blanket. We're going to probably need...
I'll get you guys a list too.
Okay.
Just open the front cover.
Oh, thank you, sir.
this is cool. Put me at a jar.
You said one slot is worth 3 days provisions
Or 3 water.
or 3 water.
And then if you were to like get something like pythons or something like that, like a group of them would be worth 1 slot, not necessarily just one, you know. Anything that's smaller, like you would lump them together in a group to count as one thing. I'll probably, like, I'm winging this. I might modify this as we go, but I'll say that those 10 items are enough, like, that they will encumber and slow down somebody unless they are 3 strength or above.
Okay.
That too.
So you can definitely still carry it and wear it,
Yeah.
but,
Right.
like, you're not going to be, like, jumping around.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to be trudging forward.
Yep.
We'll call it a -3 to athletics checks while you have it on. Again,
If you have less than 3 strength, right?
if you have less than 3 strength.
Are there
Though that'll go up if you start trying to pile up more stuff besides that 10.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah.
there are some things that you said that the group is kind of bundling up and
There's a big wagon that they're bringing along.
okay. Are there necessities that we shouldn't be worried about? Like should we worry about packing our own bedrolls and stuff like that or
Yeah.
Okay.
The little wagon is provisions and empty space for the tribute that's owed.
Okay.
So there's a fair amount of empty space in there where they just have like baskets
Okay.
to put
And the
stuff,
provisions
you know.
do or don't contain the food for the trip there.
They definitely do. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say provisions. Is that's the
Okay.
food for the trip there and while you're staying there and all that sort of jazz. And there's probably a tent in the provisions. But yeah, no personal items, no bedroll, nothing like that.
That's all gotta go.
Yeah.
With us.
Yeah.
And you said weapons.
There's probably also a pot full of, you know, like cooking implements for the group, but you won't have access to that if you leave the group. So there is food and the means to prepare food and the means to keep the food from being spoiled in
Salt.
yes. Well, salt and coverage, right? There's
Yeah.
also like a tent
So I
in
have
in the wagon, and there's a bunch of extra space, extra bags like burlap sacks and
Okay.
small sacks, big sacks. There's empty barrels. There's salt. There's like baskets and stuff that are just meant to like fill up with shit to bring back.
I assume I can get like a dagger or something. I just put in my belt. Right?
Dagger, yes.
Something
Dagger's
like-
available. Knife is available.
what
Okay.
a crown con is.
A dagger, I will tell you that in a moment.
Okay.
A dagger is a weapon. It is not effective as a tool.
Knife is
A knife is a tool.
Okay.
It's not as good of a weapon, but it's going to be a better tool.
okay.
You can have both or take your pick.
Okay.
I'm spacing. It's not a flail because a flail has a changeable ball.
Morningstar?
Is that what it is?
A mace?
Maybe it's a mace.
Yeah, mace.
It's got a big, heavy, or pointy thing on the end of a stick.
I'm looking for.
Just tell me what it is.
Like ball, like a stick with a chain on the ball on the chain.
It's more. It's like a staff, and at the end of it, there's like a head, but it's not like a full. It's just like some studded parts and some metal.
Earthbreaker. That's what it's called in Pathfinder.
What is it?
Earthbreaker?
No, dude,
It's essentially
dude,
like
it's
a large hammer with like balls at the end.
that's either a maul or a
Oh,
mace, dude.
maul.
Just treat it as a mace. Just call it a mace.
An armor.
There's Gambison.
Okay. That going on one of our slots on the backpack.
No, it goes on your body, but it will encumber you if you're light or not strong.
Crampons?
Sorry, crampons are things that you clamp onto your boots to allow you to walk easier on ice and snow.
Oh, yeah, probably won't need that.
Also works pretty good for, not as good, but works pretty good for slick rocks.
Did somebody get
I did. What is a? Sorry if you guys said this already. What is a man catcher?
There's not a man catcher available, but a man catcher is a big pole with a weird circular thing on it with spikes on the inside that's meant to go around somebody's body and trap them.
Gotcha.
They will not have one of those.
So I assume we're also gearing up weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weapons available. Mace, yeah, that's reasonable.
Cestus? Punching stuff?
Probably not.
Okay.
No. They're not that fancy. Spear, dagger, knife, club, all those are available. The men have spears and muskets.
Muskets?
Yes.
I know how to use a gun. Not well, though.
How many torches can we bundle together for?
We'll say that 5 torches is one item.
is lantern reasonable, or should I take torches?
Lantern's absolutely reasonable.
Oil, I take with you.
Mm.
And what about a short bow and arrows?
Yes. 20 arrows in a bundle.
Do they have a crowbar?
Yes.
Yeah. How about that?
Hell yeah.
How much oil do you want to say?
So one item is a quart.
14.
A quart of oil.
I doubt, is there a map available in the area?
The guide has a map, but he doesn't have an extra.
Okay.
Is the spyglass available?
No. 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 That's fancy time.
Okay.
So,
What?
I disagree with their assessment of medieval armor. So, the quality, or the numerical quality of the padded or quilted armor and the leather armor is switched.
Okay.
That's in the Army of Darkness book.
Yes. So, Gambison or quilted armor is worth 3 armor. Leather armor is worth 1. Because leather armor sucks.
What page is it on?
It's on 102.
What did you say Gambison was worth? Sorry.
3. Gambison is quilted armor.
Horse?
Yeah, they give you you got a horse. You conned your way into a horse because you're daddy's boy.
I'm gonna put my bedroll that I got on the horse. on
Yes.
the saddle, so
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Good idea. That was a very good idea.
horse slap.
Did you have mules or anything like that?
There are no, they've got horses here,
Okay.
and they're not really going to be able to come up with an extra animal. However, there are 2 horses that are drawing the cart, and then there's 2 extra horses that are going to be swapped out.
Okay. Gotcha.
Grappling hook's okay?
I'll
Yes.
grab one.
You got one?
Well, more than one doesn't hurt.
Sure.
That's true.
If you're looking for things to put to carry, then
I'm thinking I got my 10 stuff. A little bit of food and water, 3 days worth. Extra clothes, just cause.
yeah, that helps.
Crowbar, a roll tent, grab a hook, spear, dagger, and 2 torches.
So your entourage includes 3 footmen, clunks. Yeah, 3 clunks, 4 porters, and 1 guide.
You said 3 footmen,
Uh huh.
4 porters,
Yes.
1 guy.
Yeah.
For lighting lanterns and whatnot. I'm not saying like flint, but I don't know what
Was
would be
it
the best.
tinderbox? I
Tinder
grabbed
box?
one.
Okay.
Tinderbox. Yeah.
I just didn't see that.
You can't do it with just the flint and steel. There's some games that are like flint and steel. I'm like, no, that's not good enough. That's a great start, but no. I don't know if you ever tried to light anything with flint and steel.
Yeah, I have. It
Fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, let's count. I'll try to. Didn't
Yeah,
work.
it didn't work. That's why you need the tinderbox. The tinderbox has like pre-charred material. Basically, they take like punk wood and really light like stuff, or even cloth, and they put it in an airtight container and put it in a fire,
Okay.
so that it gets like all like charred to hell, to where like the slightest like spark will take and start glowing on it, and then you blow it into a big flame. But you have to keep it in this really super airtight box, because if it gets wet, it's completely fucking destroyed.
Right.
Is there a good place to note down armor for what it does?
I just wore it up top.
Got a card.
No, I've got a bunch.
Yeah, just put it up top by your life points. So it makes it easier to remember.
And what is it?
It's DR. It's damage
okay.
reduction.
And you said quilted was 2,
3.
3.
In all these games, they always have this leather armor like it's so great, but leather armor sucks because as soon as you cut it, it's no good anymore. What are you going to do, sew it back together?
Right.
Dude, Gambison, you sew that shit back together, and it's fucking twice as strong at the place that it got cut. It's also really good at stopping blades, right? Like, once you pierce a piece of leather, that blade will keep flying right through it, right? But quilt, like real thick quilt, like it will fucking stop a blade. Like you can bam, and it just, if it's thick enough, dude, it'll stop that shit if it's not super sharp. So historically speaking, quilted armor is hella better than leather armor, which was pretty much only used by fucking guys out in the woods who didn't have anything. Couldn't afford cloth, so they're like, well, I guess I'll take these animal skins and put them on top of each other because I'm a bandit and an outlaw. Or for decoration, like, look at my cool stuff. Yeah, no one cares, dude.
Empty vial or bottle available?
Sure. 1 slot counts as 5. And I'll say they're probably like yay big.
Yeah.
And you said we could get other bags, right?
Yeah.
Like smaller ones.
Yeah, like a hip bag.
Yeah. How much would that give?
So like a hip bag could probably hold 2 items.
Okay.
You could also carry a sack in your hand, but that'll get old.
Yeah, I'll take a hit back as well.
Hip bag will hold 2 items.
Can I just change the small bag from earlier to a head bag? Old check.
Well, you could feasibly hold two hip bags, 1 on each side. So if you put your backpack on the side, as long as you didn't fill it up past 2 items, you could use that same bag.
Okay.
But if you were to fill it up more, it could fuck with, walking.
Yeah. I basically just imagine I want to have a sack on the side with Chet.
Yeah, you can do that. You can get a different sack if you want. You can put them in a. You can just get a side sack, and just and you could roll your backpack up and put it into the big backpack. It would count as one item.
And tobacco.
Or you could get a hip sack and put the backpack and the Chet book into it, and it would be full.
And I took some cooking pots because
Hey, if you separate from the group, cooking pots will be needed.
That's why I got fishing gear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's smart. You are going to a fishing village.
I saw it. I took
They
that.
said there was fish, so
And I bought some soap.
Soap.
Would soap be a bundled item or a single thing?
I would think it would be a one item, but it would be a big lump that would last a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a big lump.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I grabbed a whistle. Can I wear that instead of putting it in my bag?
Yes.
Just because it's there and I want to give you an opportunity. I have psychic visions. Does any item call out? Just because I'm building Chet. I'm building Todd to be slightly luck-based.
Probably only Chet.
Probably only Chet? Okay.
Hungry. Pages.
Oh, I got paper. I totally intend to feed Chet.
Okay, well, I can't think of anything else I'm going to grab then.
And I'm naming the horse Roach.
The only thing I can think might be useful is maybe a shovel, but I don't have any spots left. I'll go for that. Okay.
All right, you guys.
Borrow it, just let me know.
You guys head out that day.
Oh, here, quickly. How much do we heal naturally overnight?
Oh, I don't even know.
I read the book that says with medical care, you get your con basically in health a night.
Let's find out. Let's learn everybody together. It's gonna be so great. Healing 104.
Because I took some damage from that fight with the Deadite.
Yes, I remember. Getting better. There's no ER in the Dark Ages. Mostly there's just Leech's amputation of pain. So it says injuries heal at a rate of 1 life point per constitution level every day spent under medical care. So what do we say that, like, without medical care it's half that?
Okay.
One-fourth is probably more realistic, but fuck realism. Let's go with easy math.
Yeah.
So you guys head out on your journey, and you are on the road for days.
Have our drama points reset since the last?
No.
No. Okay.
You have to do cool dramatic things to get a drama point.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
I want to give 1 drama point to Darius, though, for dragging out this not buying into where you're at and making it this whole fucking gimmick that God knows how long it's going to last. What do you got?
Fear of commitment.
Fear of commitment.
So that's what he's like looking at it like everybody's starting to buy it. No, I'm not going to.
No.
I don't care. There is going to be a rational explanation.
So I'm starting to think there's something in the pizza that you're making because I've got fear of commitment and recurring nightmares as well.
Recurring nightmares. It's probably.
And I'm a
tomato, like-
schmuck.
It's probably the tomato.
But yeah, you're really dragging out this not buying it and thinking you're in a Ren Fair thing. So one drama point for you. And if there's something that like I play a lot of different games, and I'm used to some games I award points, some games I don't, and I'm also trying to onboard all this stuff. So if something really awesome happens and I just forget it, just speak up, and I'll either agree with you or I won't.
No. All right. I suddenly want some coconuts. Go.
You want to click, clock, click, clock,
So
click,
you
clock.
said we're how many days?
Many days.
So a question:
Yes.
how do we spend experience?
You buy stuff.
Is the first thing I would probably do on those many days.
Yes.
Grab one of the clunks and be like, "Hey, show." Like I know the idea. Like I've watched movies and I've read books and I took a class.
What? Huh?
I read it.
For Ted showed me once how to use a
It's like
bow staff.
3 times the That's like 5 times the skill level, roughly. Minimum
I've got it
13.
right here.
Oh,
So, what's your old skill level in getting medieval? 0.
Boost.
So, you want a new skill level of 1. It will cost you 5 experience points.
Okay. So not right now.
But
he will be training.
you're putting the time in.
Yes.
Got it.
I'm gonna do is where I'm still a little busted up. I'm just gonna try to focus on like banging myself up every day, kind of.
You got any kind of skill to do that?
No, that's what I'm trying.
Okay, have fun with that.
Yeah. Okay, give justification to try to put a point in later.
Can you spend experience to increase attributes or just?
Yes, you can.
Here's looking at attributes and skills actually. What's the cost?
Let me know what page, by the way. I like reading.
Yeah, no problem. The page is 114 that it's on. What's the old attribute that you're trying to raise?
So I have my intelligence at 5. I wasn't sure if I should try to bump that up
Oh.
even further or take one of
It's
the
going to cost you
skills.
30 experience points.
30 experience points. So what about one of the attributes that are at a 2?
Will cost you 15.
15, okay.
So attributes are
They're just
5 times the new. Well,
those the same 5 times.
it's 5 times the new one, except 2 is also 15.
You can take it.
Yeah.
Lord knows I don't need it. I don't have any XP to spend.
1 to 2 is 50. 1 to 2, 3 is 50. Okay. So I'm good right now. I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, we don't have enough for that, but it's good to know.
Sure.
What if I? And you had said it would take 5 experience points to take a level in getting medieval.
To get you the first level, if you have none.
Oh, you're right. That's a skill. That's right.
Skills are different, yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 5.
Skills are cheaper because they're less or they're more numerous.
That's weird. Going from 1 to 2 is actually cheaper than 0 to 1.
Yeah, 0 to 1 is like you have to actually buy the skill, so it's 5.
You got to get into it. You got to learn it. You got to figure it out. Like, what the fuck am I doing? But then, oh, okay, yeah.
So I have 5 experience points, and I think it would be worthwhile to. No, I'm rethinking that.
Here's a question: does anyone have any points in Doctor?
That's the other one I was thinking of because I have a very high intelligence, and I'm not sure if that would come into play combined with
Well,
to
I
make
guess the
rolls.
question is, for the TV that you watch, do you watch a bunch of medical shows? Or do you watch more like,
Medical drama.
yeah, do you watch a bunch of medical drama, or do
So-
you watch a bunch of like action-y shows?
He's actually more of a documentary
Well, you read all those books too.
I read the books.
Yeah.
I do.
Fascination with medical documentaries. So you've
Yeah.
watched, The Girl Without a Head 17 times because you want to know how they put a head on her. So you've
Right.
read the medical books about it, but you watch the medical documentary.
Right.
If you want to go for doctor,
Yeah.
just, help an actor.
Yeah, I like that.
I could probably stand next to you and tell you a bunch of facts.
Right.
That's about it.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my 5 experience points and take a level with the doctor.
Okay, it's probably better because my intelligence is technically 2, because of one of my drawbacks, I get -1 to most things.
Okay.
Is that thing bookmark? You can bookmark it however you want. I don't care.
I also assume
it
we're no
does.
longer getting. I assume we're no longer getting -1 to rolls due to our.
Yes,
poor
that's
rest and,
correct, yeah.
Okay.
You're still getting poor rest, but you're used to it. So, at one point earlier in your journey, you guys crossed a bridge. Well, you came south out of the keep. The keep kind of switchbacks. As you exit the keep, there's a drawbridge that goes over a short chasm, and then you go into some cliffs, and you switch back out of these cliffs and come down into this grassland. You follow this road down, and south of the keep is this winding river, and you follow this road that kind of goes along the river for a little while, past some more mountains. You're really fucking not in Kansas.
Yeah, at
You're
this
really
point,
fucking not in
At
Kansas.
this point, it's like, oh, holy shit, this is real.
Yeah.
You cross a bridge and keep following this river on the southern side, and there's a point where you guys reach an area where you have a choice. There's a fork in the road. You can continue to follow the river side of the road, or you can go south a little bit further, and it will lead you into another road that goes in the same direction.
I say that-
The guide says that they'll both get you to Innsmouth.
We're going to a fishing village, or I think river.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Sounds
I
good.
would say river.
And see, my character's having a small existential crisis once you realize this is all real. Like, oh shit. You just see him just in the corner. You just see him in the corner of the cart going, oh god. And Vito must be going, oh shit, for like a half a day.
And then all the porters are annoyed as shit. And they're like, get out of the cart. Get out of the cart and walk, you sissy.
It's just Missouri.
That makes sense. As you see him stuff a piece of paper.
Who's kind of out front? Who likes to take out front?
Probably me.
Okay, I was gonna say me. I've got a pretty high perception. So. Plus, I got a +2 for danger.
Okay.
So we'll both.
Yeah. I'm not very perceptive,
So you.
but I'm thinking.
You're good.
You're on the card though.
Oh fuck.
You have to stay on the cart, but you're probably on the cart.
Yeah.
And the porters are pissed. All right, so give me that perception and notice.
Does it have to do with danger?
Yes.
Okay. Where did that just go?
Give him the thing. You've got
Right foot.
Here, this is all D10s.
Oh, I've got D10.
Right foot.
It was just it went flying out of my hand.
Underneath your chair.
So I have a 6 on the roll, 6 on perception plus danger, so 12, and notice of 2, so 14.
14 will get it. I'm gonna for occasional rolls like this, I have penalties kind of in my head.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
No worries.
I'll ask you to trust me. I promise not to be a dick with it.
I believe that.
But yes, you can notice that. A couple days further down into the journey, you guys are getting pretty close. Probably a week and a half travels. But you can see down the road in front of you, the road has started heading north at this point. And ahead of you, there's a hillock. And you can smell smoke like campfire smoke. And it stands to reason that somewhere on or near that hillock, somebody has a campfire.
Okay. No, then there's also a -3 to that. Because he has impaired smell and taste.
You can still smell it.
Okay, just making sure. So he'll slow Roach down, and once the cart catches up and the guide is there, they'll tell them, and
You probably see a little smoke too.
the clunks be like, "There's smoke. You can smell it coming up. So there's a camp up ahead. Who knows if it's friend or foe?"
Your clunk soldiers, one of them speaks up. There's one of them, one of the three that's the sergeant of the other two. What's his name?
Bob.
Bob.
Sergeant Bob.
Sergeant Bob. That just happened. I love it. Why would anybody be out here, sir? It's got to be bandits. There's bandits all around this area. Maybe this is the reason that there's no tribute coming through.
That would make sense.
That's a good thought. Yeah. So we should probably find out who they are, what they want, and
Well,
get a good look at them before they.
if
get
there's
good
more
with
than
us.
them than there are of us, they'll take us.
True.
What if it's another one of those glowing eye things?
Holds up the mace.
I could kick its head off.
I guess we did ultimately.
Another option could be, sir, the guide told us that the southern road comes this way as well. And he looks over to the guide. The guide is annoying as hell because he masturbates at night,
Oh.
and nobody wants to shake his hand with good reason. And he's just like dirty, curled up old guy, but he knows everything. He knows how to get everywhere. He knows what you can eat, what you can't eat.
I am so glad I got a person tent.
Yeah.
We could cut through the forest, south road that way.
All right.
South road is the west road now.
Sure.
Because they went like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would rather. I'd rather not be outmanned.
Sounds good.
Onward.
Okay, so you guys take a little time to cut through the trees to get to the west road. It probably takes you a few hours. You guys probably end up making camp in the forest. The guide does a really good job of building a fire that you can't see easily. He digs a hole into the ground and puts the fire in that and cooks inside of that to help keep you guys kind of covert. Is there anything that you do in the evening?
Let's see here. I think all of you right now is just kind of practice some random katas and just try to relax now that he's accepted that the fact that I'm actually doing well. I'm actually happy. Oh shit! So he's like somewhat panicking, but going through his katas and his stances just to kind of calm himself down and actual prep himself.
Put up a tent. Train for an hour with Sergeant Bob. Eat or go to sleep. I mean, are we?
You can see it as night begins to fall. You can see reflective eyes up in the trees.
Have we been setting a watch?
Mm-hmm.
How many of us total are there?
Well, there's the four of you, and then the 3 footmen, and then the 4 portmen, and then the
Okay.
12,
12. 1, 2, 3, 4.
and then 3
6,
footmen.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
12 total of every guy.
Everybody goes to sleep.
Yeah.
At a couple points in the night, there's like you can hear some like rustling sounds, and then you'll hear somebody go get, and then slap sticks and throw rocks and stuff, and then you'll hear something scuttle off.
Don't think. Yeah, we used to do that to the kids in school. Send them out snipe hunting in rounds together. Tell them there's bears.
I think I'll probably get up and ask what the noise was. Because if I heard it, then I'm not sleeping anymore.
Whoever, either one of the guardsmen or one of the porters was on watch, depending on when you woke up, and then they tell you that it was, varmints.
Varmints. Killer squirrel.
No, they're like they gesture with their hands about the size of a watermelon.
Okay. Is this anything we have to worry about, or can we just go back?
Yes,
to
they'll eat holes in all of the sacks. They'll pull food out. Nasty buggers.
You got it covered, or you need help?
When you're on watch, you better watch out for them. They're in these trees.
Okay.
Alright.
He points off. You can see little reflective eyes out in the trees.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
In the next morning, you guys break camp early and start heading off towards up the road which leads through the forest. And oh, come on. You can do it, computer. You can do it. You can do it. So you can. So the road is heading off this way, but you can see a large clearing off to the left side of the road, and you can hear the sound of a woman weeping off in that direction.
That was strange. Hey, guy, does anyone live around this area?
The town of Innsmouth's not far that way.
Does anyone else hear that?
Look, you can see it, and you can see his hands like coming at you. Do you want to let him touch you? You're gonna roll defense.
I rolled the fence. Yeah, I'll just kind of 9 on the die, so whatever you want to plot on that.
Oh yeah, you'll get it. You were rolling against a 9. Like, tell me the cool karate move that you do.
So he goes kind of.
He looks like he was gonna like try to just like touch your shoulder and like get you to look in a certain direction.
So what I'll do is try to touch my shoulder. I'll grab his shoulder, spin him around, and have him pointing in the direction. That way,
It's
right?
like, oh no, that way. Just like grab him by the shoulders to where he can't reach behind you, behind him to touch
Yeah,
you.
like, whew, that way. Cool. Yeah. It's like, and after I let him go, I take a little bit of the soap and my knife and kind of cut off a piece here. Give a little bit of soap.
He takes it and he starts like
Don't
chewing
eat
on
it.
the end of it.
Don't eat it. Soap. Do you know what soap
Good
is?
for your teeth.
Maybe, but not really.
Just starts chewing on it.
That's fine.
Imagine
Your
that's-
breath gets bad out here, huh?
Sure.
Imagine that's why Stan has an impaired sense of smell and taste. His father used to wash his mouth out with soap a lot.
I'm thinking we definitely ought to check out the weeping woman.
As long as she's not drowning your kids.
Okay. Gonna head up on over there.
You cut through the trees, and you can see this lady. And the area stinks. It smells really bad. The opening in the trees is rings what appears to be a hole in the earth that seems to theoretically be the origin of some horrific rotting smell.
I was kind of out of character, sorry. Alright. I was like, what the? Is that smell, guys?
You see her kind of like clutch her hands to her belly.
Is everything okay, ma'am?
Who are you?
We're with
Well, what's his lord's name again?
Mr. Stillard.
The ruler of the keep. He sends over to figure out why they aren't getting the taxes tribute.
We're from the Tipsy Tomato, and we're doing a pickup in Innsmouth.
From the keep?
Yes.
From the keep.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sirs. Thank you.
Okay, what's going on?
There's many foul deeds afoot in Innsmouth.
Like what?
She points at the hole.
I'll kind of hold my nose and kind of walk up a little closer to look at the hole.
Like, it's pretty deep, but it's shallow enough that, like, some rays of the sun shine into it. It's full of corpses. Small ones.
Oh.
Bones, rotten flesh.
Like, what the hell? What the hell's going on?
That's where they put the children.
What's happening to the kids?
No, what killed them?
Oh, Desmond and all the people?
They're
They don't like them?
Who's Desmond?
Desmond, he's the town. He's the greatest in the town.
So he's basically the one who runs the town then.
Sure. Because he killed kids. He didn't like people.
Yes, I don't want my baby to have that fate.
She's pregnant. Or is she holding it?
Oh yeah, she's holding her stomach,
Okay.
kind of like protectively.
Okay.
I weep for the fate that my child would befall. Please take me from this place. Please take me away.
We just got here, so we're not leaving until we figure out what's going on.
Oh, sirs, there is nothing good here.
Right, but you can't just let them. You can't just let them keep doing this. You obviously don't want that to happen to your child. We don't want it to happen to anybody else.
Have you brought an army?
We bought some men, yes.
What about 3 clumps?
Well, I'm more than three, there's like a dozen total. Look at us.
There's 3 clumps in the quarters of it.
Oh.
It was a pretty uneventful trip. But also a week and a half.
You have to. You must be very careful. Desmond, he knows sorcery.
Really?
And Richard, his apprentice as well.
Like, when did this start happening?
It's been several years now.
But the tributes only stopped how long ago?
Thought you said recently.
Yeah. Do you know why the tributes stopped coming our way?
They are greedy men.
Have you
They
heard-
love wealth and debauchery.
Have you heard anything about fishermen leaving the village with gold?
There's gold.
That seems like a lot of money for a small fishing village.
Yes. Yes, there's lots of gold. You should bring soldiers.
How close are we to the village now?
She points off through the trees. That way.
How long did it take you to walk out here?
I don't know. After breakfast?
About what time of day is it now?
Dude, like you guys just like have been walking for like 5-10 minutes.
Okay. So, at this point, we're probably not, probably haven't been stealthy about us at all. They probably, someone in the city probably may have seen us or heard us already.
I will speak nothing. I will speak nothing.
Oh, I believe you. But I say we just go in and just kind of do our job for the most part and just kind of investigate how we go along.
Yeah, I mean, Handy Jack over there has been doing a good job of keeping the fire covered, so maybe we still have some discretion. I would say perhaps make camp.
I am Catherine. What are your names, good sirs?
I am Ted.
Stan.
Jerry,
Todd. And this is Chet.
No.
not a good idea, Todd.
But it's Chet.
Right, but Chet gives us a negative to our social roles, so.
You actually say that to Todd. I didn't bring any dice.
You could see her just like, she like freezes and looks at it. Are you a sorcerer as well?
I don't know, sorcerer.
He has some. But he's a good witch.
Perhaps you could undo their magic.
Okay.
Can you tell us anything about forgot his name already?
Desmond and Richard.
Desmond and Richard. Can you tell us anything about Richard, the apprentice? Is he very strong in sorcery, or is he just learning?
He is not as strong as Desmond, but
What kind of?
it is real magic.
What have you seen him do?
He can bewitch people.
Like get them to do things that they wouldn't
Yes.
otherwise do?
Yes.
And what about Desmond? What kind of magic is he capable of?
He can do the same, and he can make things appear different than they are.
Say turn
He
something
made
into gold?
he made a boy to look like a girl.
That's not hard.
Well, they were nude.
It's more hard.
Now, if you're Buffalo Bill.
Okay. So,
And Desmond can bring the people of the deep.
The
fish.
fish people?
Oh, great. So that rumor was true.
Dad, you
They are
remember-
formidable.
You remember Chet used the pages of the book to turn objects into gold. We're still carrying around a gold roll of toilet paper. Well, I assume.
Yeah, that's kind of our.
Sure.
Okay. Bring out.
Is it gold like that?
Do they make stuff into gold?
It is not that form, but it
What
is
form is it? Coins?
coins and jewelry and lumps.
The real gold.
Real gold.
Not
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah. You say this about this thing, but I've been trying to. That's the thing the entire time. It's real.
I do pray that you will do some good in this place and you will be successful.
Thank you.
I must go before they know that I am gone.
Be safe.
Hold up there, Catherine. Before you go, what if we set up camp out here? The clunks and the porters to watch over her.
It must stay south from the bone pit. They come here sometimes.
Sure, yeah. We actually just have camp a little ways back. So if you stay there, once we hopefully clear up this situation, we can take you to the keep, where you'll be safe.
Truly? I must not return?
I didn't gonna make you return. You're a woman. You can choose
Oh,
what you want.
thank you! She just like runs up to you and like wraps her arms around her. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. She's like nuzzling her head into your shoulder.
Is there a baby daddy?
She stops and like steps back.
He's trying
The
to ask
father?
if you're married.
The father?
It is not a concern.
Well, I mean, if you have a husband, I don't want you to have to leave him in whatever shithole that is.
He is gone.
Okay.
Okay, so what I think we should do is, yeah, she can stay. We can stay back at the camp, but we probably do need at least one of the guards to come with us to give us an air of authority, because we're just random smokes that showed up out of nowhere. They're one of the
One of the clunks is the stealthy, roguish, rangerish clunk.
Alright. Maybe he can go in just to go look for us.
In fact, we'll say of the three of them, there's the main one is the I've got a bunch of armor clunk, and another one. They all got armor, but they've got different gear they can put on and off. One of them is I'm a little roguey, urban, stealthy clunk, and then another one is I'm wilderness clunk,
Okay.
just for funsies.
Yeah, I think Armor Clunk is probably the best one to take with us when we go in, because he's probably the most fancy of them. And
He's definitely the most fancy.
So we are from basically the king, roughly, or the lord or whatever. So we'll need him to kind of vouch for us while we go there and look at the taxes, tribute. And then maybe have sneaky clunk here look at the area around, look around the area, see if he sees anything while we investigate the town.
Sounds good.
All right. Clunks, roll out.
So you guys head back to your previous campsite and establish a more permanent camp there in the trees.
Yeah.
Okay. Your guide orders your porters to cut limbs and set kind of barriers to make it harder to see the camp from afar and stuff. One of your guys, your footman, takes off his loud armor and his chainmail and replaces it with soft boots and more quiet stuff. And he takes off out in that direction. And yeah, you guys want to head off towards the town or what? Or do you want to wait?
What time is it?
It's probably getting, by the time all these preparations and the camp is put together, it's probably near noon.
Yeah,
A couple hours, like chopping all this stuff, making a more permanent camp, and
It didn't take her very long to get there.
If we do, we may want to come in from a slightly different direction to the town.
Yeah, like
Just so it doesn't look like, hey, they came from the east. That's probably where their camp is.
yeah, it's like I go around, going on the main road, then up into town from the main road.
the guide says suggests to you that if you go off on foot, you might be able to circumvent the whole area and come up the coast.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll leave Roach there.
Alright.
Do you plan to leave and head that way in the daytime, or head now, like right after lunch?
Yeah. That way it gives us the most daylight to get around and go inside and see what we can see.
Okay. So there's a road that you can skirt that heads off into the westerly direction, and then you can cut back towards the coast. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. So when you cut back towards the coast, there's a cliff, a short cliff, that looks down upon a beach that's next to the sea there, and this beach has little small huts and the remnants like steel or iron baskets, what would be used for fires, and ash and the remnants of what looks like people camping or staying out here.
Alright. So,
So like people that were camping and they've like all been burned?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, there's just evidence of not just a campfire, but like permanent fixtures for fires, some little hut type things, and some other remnants, like a little makeshift table.
so there's probably a fisherman or two or three who live here.
Do we want to go talk to them? Might be more information than whatever brainwashed people are going to be in this town.
Sure.
The crazies on the outskirts are a little bit more talkative.
Right, and all we have is a very scared information from a very scared pregnant woman.
Yeah.
It's not the bathroom. Whichever way you want to go.
They didn't. Apparently it's break time. Okay, break over. Game on. What do you guys plan on doing? Do you want to do anything with the beach? There is an easy set of wooden stairs that lead down there, so it's not dangerous to approach.
Let's see if we can get some information. And worst thing that happens is that you let people know we're coming. And we're not really trying to hide that too much either.
Right.
So you quickly discover as you're heading down there that there is no one there.
Okay.
There are little shack-like buildings that you can inspect.
Are there any like?
There's a
boat
big
moorings?
circle. No, there's no boat moorings.
Okay.
No dock or anything. This
Okay.
You said there were fire hits?
Mhm.
How,
There's one real big one and a couple small ones.
they look recently used within,
Yeah.
like, still smoldering and stuff?
No, but some of them have char in them that one, like black.
So, like, in a day or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a couple weeks max.
Maybe they're out here occasionally then.
That's possible. The beach goes up towards the town?
The town is to the east of where you are. The beach itself kind of meets at a cliff. You would have to go back up the stairs, up the cliff, and follow the cliffside to get
Okay.
closer to the.
All right.
Might be worth taking a
There's like
closer.
clonk. One of the doors clonk.
Yeah,
wind.
taking a closer look through the huts or something. Just
Want to
see
look
if
at the
there's-
huts?
I think so. Just
You
to
look
see
at
if
one of
there's
these huts and it's got like 3 raised beds with stuffed mattresses inside. It's kind of thin, like it's kind of a small enough little hut that like the sun is shining through the slats in the wood, and you can see carvings on the inside of the first one that you've gone into on the wall.
Is the door locked to it?
No, it's banging in the wind.
Okay.
It's bang. He just walked in there. Dude, it looks like porn.
the carvings.
The
on
carvings look like porn.
look like porn. In what way?
Well, it's got like naked dude with a big erection and his hand on his erection. And then there's like a one with a woman, naked, and it's like overemphasizing breasts and vagine.
Okay.
And then another one is like a woman bending over, only she's taking it from behind from some hulkish figure that has like striations on it that imply it's a different color.
Dude, this kind of looks like Monsters of Cock 7.
I mean, ancient Romans in their cities had porn.
And the Japanese had wood carvings as well, so this is pretty much standard fare.
If this is a fishing village, you can imagine the fishermen come out here and they ain't got much to do but fish. They're probably carving that stuff out. I mean,
I'm probably standing in a spot where I wouldn't want to shine a black light on.
probably not.
Yeah.
Jackson Pollock painting. Does your phone got any battery power? Take a couple pictures for posterity.
That's probably not a bad idea. I'll do that.
I think your phone is at you're kind of a fastidious guy, so I think your phone is at roll 1d10. If it's 6 or above, it's it's the same number. If it's below, add 5.
1.
Add 5. So 6. So your phone is at 60%. So you will use every time you use your phone to do something, you have to roll a d10. If you roll above the percentage of the battery that you have, you lose 10%.
Okay. So I'll snap a picture of the pictures.
Yeah.
6. So it was at 60%.
Yeah, so you're okay.
Yep. Okay.
This is a silly way to represent the weird fluctuating batteries of cell phones.
Yeah.
Because you're all like,
like it.
like, I just surfed a bunch of sites and downloaded a whole bunch of crap, and I lost 1%. I just checked the time. It's down 25%. What the fuck just happened?
Alright.
Yeah, as you look around, you can see more than a few of these characters are these weird hulking, kind of like blackish figures that are way bigger than the men or the women.
Like interracial lines. Everybody has their kink.
Alright. Is there anything else interesting in this little place?
There's probably, some remnants of foodstuffs and some mugs, maybe some plates and utensils. Probably a bucket.
That you probably don't want to touch.
Always a bucket.
There's probably a couple of chamber pots, empty.
It's just walk out over the water. There's a stream, dude.
Anyway.
Onward to Innsmouth.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Alright. Back up the stairs.
Heading back up the stairs, circling the cliffs. You can, as you cross the cliffways, you can see there's an island out in the bay, small island, and we already let you roll. Let's let you roll. Roll a noticing.
That's perception plus.
Notice. No, you need to add those numbers to a 1d10.
Okay. 8, 16.
You can see that near the island is the upside down prow of a ship pointing out of the water. Following the cliffside, the water gives way to another bay. This one is less of a beach and more the remnants of a dock where it looks like the water's receded quite a ways. There's several boats in this area that are beached and do not look good. The dock is it's in disrepair.
And this is on the outskirts of the.
Yeah, you can like from where you are on the cliffs, you can see down the river to the town of Innsmouth down below. You're now north and west of the town.
Okay. And I don't suppose there's any easy way of getting over to the shipwreck.
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh, I forgot to add some books. Look at my skills and things. Alright.
So I'm assuming since I haven't told these guys, they haven't seen any of this stuff yet.
It's up to you.
So, I'll just tell everybody what I saw. There's hey guys, take a look at that. There's an overturned boat over there. It's like a river, and it's on the other side.
So the river. So
within the river.
from your perspective, right? You're on the cliff and you're heading east.
Yeah.
Ahead of you, right, is this bad, bay area.
Okay.
Off this direction, there's an island out in the sea.
Okay.
And there's a river from that direction that's spilling out into
okay.
the sea in this direction.
All
You guys have been following the river from that way.
Gotcha. And so now that we're out towards the sea, there's an island off
In the sea, yeah.
And I can see that
There's a ship,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll definitely point that out to everyone else. So we've all seen it.
Fishing village. Innsmouth.
how does its, like I imagine they have boats and stuff there. What are their docks and
You're looking at it.
Okay.
that?
Oh, so this is
Random
Innsmouth's
shack.
dock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not doing much fishing. Yet Catherine said that there was a ton of gold here.
And the Lord said there's a lot of the fish was good here too.
Yeah.
So if they're not getting the fish from fishing normally, how are they getting the fish?
She said something about those fish people.
That's what I'm thinking too, actually. Yeah, yeah, this is the whole Lovecraft thing.
The captain guy, he didn't say that. He said
You need to take it.
he said the fishermen boats got fish, but they haven't been getting fish from here.
You see that point right in the middle?
Like,
Yep.
That's the piece of land you guys are standing on.
Right.
The island is north and east of that.
North and
Off the card.
North is up.
Up, yeah. And those little buildings you see down there,
This is
that's Innsmouth.
Innsmouth, and that's the docks.
That's the docks that you're looking at. Pass it around.
We were on that little prominence.
Yeah, you guys are up here.
Yep.
You guys have come. There's a stand of trees down this way, and you guys have come all the way around here. Here's the beach, and you cut across that way.
Is there anyone down at the dock area? Nobody at all.
Nobody.
Alright.
We want to come down here and go into the town.
I think it would be probably, given where we are, I think it'd be worthwhile to take a peek at those docks.
Yep.
Just to get a good look. I'm just wondering if maybe these Desmond and this Richard, or I don't know, maybe they hate fish, told all the fishermen to fuck off and have them digging up gold or something.
What if they turned the fishermen into the fishermen? Catherine said something about them changing people to look different ways, like they changed a boy to look like a girl, or vice versa.
Possibly.
We hadn't seen any fishermen at that little fishing, at those fishing huts that we just passed.
Yeah, it was about a day, maybe a week that it's been used. So, yeah, I would say let's go down by the docks and just get a look around before we head into town.
So you guys can cheat down there into the down by the docks where they've got all the. So there's not all the boats are beached, but a lot of them are beached, and they're all in disrepair. They're all rotting. None of them are really seaworthy. The dock is not doing too great either. You can go out on it a certain ways, but after that, you're like, yeah, maybe I don't want to go out that far. It's
Wood's nice and soggy,
wood's nice and soggy, rickety. Yeah. Salt eating at everything.
Doesn't look like they've been using this. And it's a fishing village. This would be
Yeah.
their livelihood.
How elaborate, or not? It's probably not the right choice of words. How big are these boats? Are they boats that have wheelhouses and cat and below decks, or are they just simple little, Okay,
They're rowboats and simple sailboats.
okay.
That makes sense for them to be pulled up on the beach. But lack of care than anything else is concerning.
Yes, at least. So they probably haven't been out here for a while too. Awesome. So there's some boats that's just kind of pulled in, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We'll look inside the boat, see if there's anything interesting in them.
A shitty float, torn up piece of net, frayed rope.
Yeah. More and more of the gear is just really bad, so that's not a good
Broken
sign.
glass.
Okay, nothing much here. Anything else we want to do before we head into town?
I don't see much sticking around the dock.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go into town and see what we're up against.
Alright.
All right. What's the verdict?
One of the things I haven't been checking, like Todd, I also have psychic visions apparently. Is that something that I need to periodically check to see if I...
You can check in with me and I'll tell you if you're getting a vibe or whatever. But you could also, in my opinion, if you have psychic visions, you could do spooky ass shit to try to induce it.
I'm not gonna start making out with Chet.
That would be spooky ass shit.
Okay. So, yeah, I think at this point we've not much else we can do outside of town. So, do we want to head in from the beach, or do we want to go around like come in like a normal way? And then probably raise questions.
There is a road going east and west.
Yeah, I think we should probably come in from the road that bring up less questions.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Sure.
All right. So head around back.
How far back do you want to double? Do you want to go all the way back to the camping beach, and then follow that road? It's not impossibly far.
It's a lot. It would probably be easier though to come this way,
Probably.
especially as this is the direction we came from.
Right, that's what I was trying to figure out, yeah.
Okay.
'Cause we want
Yeah,
to
you can do
try to
that.
misdirect as much as possible.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so you guys cut down on the right side of that map. When it kind of peaks out, there's another cliff of a higher elevation. You can follow that cliff down until it opens up into a valley where there's a road heading straight east, and you can head west on that road, which will lead you right into town.
Now it's getting kind of late at this point, right?
I mean, late afternoon.
So here's an idea. Let's just pose this, like, unless we want to just go the whole tax collector thing route right away, maybe we can just go to the inn when we get there, just spend the night, try to get some information, then kind of deal with everything in the morning. We might get more information that way. No one knows who we are right away.
Going in, let's just stay at the inn.
Yeah, I know.
Remind me, I have a skunk joke I can tell you about that sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, just go in and let's get the lay of the land before we decide to
Yeah.
stay here. I don't know if
Fair enough.
it's hard to say what's going on in this place.
True. And now
So
we
Bob
cross
kind of
that
pipes up. Should I stay back on the road?
Bob is the sergeant, right? He's not
Yeah.
the stealthy guy.
No.
gotta
He's
be-
also like the big. He's the most.
bulky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a uniform, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have him stay.
Yeah, you mentioned that they have. Well,
Should I stay here on the road or should I go back to the camp?
You can have him come back tomorrow morning, and then we can go from there.
So how long did it take us to get to that fishing camp? Walking.
Oh, like 20, 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Not that long.
Okay. So do this.
He could feasibly walk, like retrace your steps the way that you came in about an hour, maybe a little bit more.
Okay, so what I was going to say is we'll have Bob go back to the fishing campment. Stay there until an hour before sunset. If we don't show up there to meet you, head back to camp. That way you're back at camp before dark. And then, if we don't come back the next morning, if we don't show up there a couple hours after dawn, then come into headquarters.
But yeah, but technically our first job is to figure out what the hell is going on. Then
He's like, gives you a handshake. Sets off on his way.
alright. So and around and going to town then, alright?
As he's stepping off, he looks back at you. It might be best to pose as troubadours with your attire.
Oh.
And he goes walking.
Okay. I can put a martial arts show on.
Sing.
You can be our just the guy helps us build things and gets things.
Holds the boards that you break and stuff like that.
Sure, that'll work.
He's just indicating that you guys' clothes is super fucking weird.
Right.
Yes.
Your ventriloquism might check. How many says something
Pages. Hungry.
Into town we go.
Yep. So before we actually enter the town, as we're kind of approaching, it's not like covered in, say, green fog or anything like that.
No, there's no green fog, but everything is like stained by salt. You know, they got salt stains all over everything.
That makes sense.
There's a lot of buildings. You can see on the right side of the road there, some of them are boarded up. Some of them have roofs that are falling in. There's mold on some of them, but not all of them. On the left side, you can see the inn. It's called. Let me see here. Yeah, it's called the Dog and Bastard, and it's completely boarded up. Doors closed. Doesn't seem to be anybody nearby. There's a bridge that leads over, and the town is half split with some buildings on one side and some buildings on the other, with the bridge in between. The bridge is kind of south of town, so you kind of gotta come south to the bridge to cross over to the other side of town.
And this entire time we're walking around, do we see anyone?
Nope.
Okay, this is getting creepier and creepier. Yeah. I've seen too many movies at this point. Okay. You probably write too many books.
Inn's boarded up.
Maybe this is the bad side of town. The other side of the ravine there is where everyone lives.
Any?
The river splits. Yeah,
Yeah.
the river splits the town.
Oh, well, I guess we'll cross the river to the other side of town and see if there's anyone.
Okay. On the other side of town, you do see somebody emptying a chamber pot.
Man, woman.
I don't know. Man.
Hello.
He stops. Kind of waves.
Inn's boarded up.
Inn's closed.
Another inn?
No.
You place where you can sleep for the night?
He looks like he's trying to walk away. Somebody give me a convincing him influence.
Okay, I'll try that. Would be
Influence, and I think it's perception, yes, because you're trying to see from his movements.
10.
Yeah, 10's not amazing, but kind of good. You're kind of on the ropes with this guy, but you can get him to answer a couple more questions before he's going to leave.
Nothing. Where can we sleep for the night?
Where did you come from?
Oh, we're just a traveling band of troubadours.
There's no business for you here. Inn's closed.
Well, it's fine, but we still need a place to sleep in. We can't really leave town.
You should go back to where you came from.
Why's that?
Why should you be in our town?
We travel. That's what we do.
We didn't invite you.
We just go where we go. We entertain and have fun on the way.
You're gonna have to roll again to keep him around. He's trying to leave.
12.
Oh, that's better.
Alright. Anyone else want to ask any questions? Or
The town seems deserted. Where is everyone?
People are in their homes right now.
In the middle of the day?
It's their business. What business is it of yours?
Oh, just curious. I've never been to a town where people stayed indoors during the day. Do they come out at night?
They come out when they will.
where's the mayor?
You probably see by then. You probably see somebody else like coming by with a basket in their hand.
Where's the mayor or whoever runs the city?
He's not here right now.
Who's running the city then?
We're an old community.
Is there anyone here named Desmond or Richard?
He looks at the woman who's walking by with the basket. Yes? What business do you have?
We're troubadours.
Weird.
You see her look suspiciously about. Here then! What manner of troubadours are you?
We're called Wild Stallions.
I perform the arts of the Far East, the fighting arts. Now I do a few little katas, beautifully.
Halt that! We will not see such savagery here.
Okay. Don't get that response very often.
What is it that you want? There is no business for you here.
It looks like that. It doesn't look like there's anybody here.
We are a diminishing community. You will not shame us with this. It is not your business.
No shame. No shame. We're interested in why you're diminishing.
What business is it of yours?
Maybe we could help.
No. There is no business for you here.
Not even for somebody who can do a mean electric slide? And I start doing some crazy dance moves. Maybe she wants to see dancers.
She just looks at you like smirk on her face like, ugh.
It's better with music.
Get thee gone.
Like, is there any place we can sleep for the night at least before we leave?
Sun's getting real low.
Okay. So I think you gotta roll to convince her to try to give you a place to stay. Hold up though. I'm gonna tell you for once I'm gonna tell you the modifiers.
Okay.
You're gonna get a +3 because it is late and it's kind of dangerous to go out. You're gonna get a -1 for electric slide, and you're gonna get a -1 from fighting arts from the East savagery, which has frightened her.
Okay. 12.
Okay. Fine then. There are some of these houses that are no longer owned. If the door opens freely, you may stay until morning, and then you must be gone.
Thank you. Anything else you guys want to ask?
Do you know of someone named Desmond or Richard around here?
These are good citizens of this town. What business is it of yours?
Oh, we would just like to talk with them, that's all.
It is no business of yours.
just to chat, just to say hello.
How is it that you've come by these names?
Travelers along the road mentioned.
Mentioned what?
But they like to party.
There is no celebration here.
It's more of a solemn celebration, like a religious thing. A spiritual.
Now you claim to be a servant of God.
Like, aren't we all in our own way?
We're all interconnected in the oneness. The oneness.
She
of-
turns and starts walking off.
Yeah. Well, that went well. Alright. Let's find a run the house that we can hold up for the night and then maybe do something else. Because there's a stick around for a random building that will actually open safely.
All right, one of the buildings opens up, and inside there's the remnants of a table with 6 stools around it, some of which are better than others. There's a fireplace on the left side of the common room there, and there's a couple on the other side of the room. There's a protrusion. The wall is like this and then cuts back, and there's doors on either side where the wall is, and you can't see past the wall there.
Alright.
Go look through the doors.
So you want to go to the left side or the right side?
Left side.
You go by the left side, and when you turn around the wall, you can see that there's a set of stairs that leads up, that this wall holds a staircase.
Fair.
And the door opens up into what was at one point a storeroom. A rat runs away. There is something that stinks that used to be food that's rotting in what's left of a barrel. And there's probably a torn up and mixed with mud sack of what used to be flour and rat droppings.
So,
And there's another door that leads to your right.
Stan has particular experience with flour. Can I gauge about how long it's been here?
Yeah, this looks just like the bag of flour that you forgot in the back of the kitchen for 5 years.
The one that you still make.
The one that got opened when somebody somebody had shoved a rack back and broken the paper bag, but then there was like spraying the walls, which got it wet, and then it went everywhere, and it made this like sludge, and it mixed with mud, and it's in no way usable. It's many years old.
We will let them know, hey, there's old flour in here, like years old flour. So this place has been empty for a while.
It's kind of strange. Because the Shrimpy told me to stop the research.
But yeah, there's a door that leads to your right as well, if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll have to check the door out. Well, one of the building checked out thoroughly before we try to sleep in here.
Most of, or almost all the buildings seem totally deserted, empty, boarded up on this side until we got over.
A lot of them, not all of them.
Okay.
A lot of them. There's smoke coming out of some of the chimneys.
I was just wondering if it was like something moving.
Alright.
Let's check out the other door.
It leads into what's left of a kitchen. It has a barrel that appears to be full of what, I don't know, used to be clean water and now no longer is. very just like a little bit left at the bottom, and there's a table that was used for prepping food that has a completely rusted to shit knife and a cooking spoon on it,
Okay.
and probably rotten fish guts. Which is basically, like, when I say rotten, I mean a pool of black filth with bones in it.
Oh. Okay. So, upstairs is fairly nasty and safe. Let's check out this is that the other side of downstairs. I check out.
Yeah, this is the right door.
Now, I thought it was like the right
Left
door.
door is upstairs.
Left the stairs going up.
On the right side.
Right.
Oh, we didn't go upstairs.
You're
Oh,
not
that was
going upstairs.
Are there any other, besides the door we came in, are there any other doors going out?
Nope.
Okay, good.
We're still traveling with that stealthy guard.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you sent him
Yeah.
off on his own.
We had Bob with us. Sorry, Bob.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Bob. Yeah. All right.
Oh, I thought we sent Bob back to the.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So it's just us.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're not getting anyone the way we are now. So if we want to get anything, we might have to get Bob tomorrow with us. All right. So let's go down to the right door then.
Left door. That was.
Oh, good. All right.
Left door up.
Okay.
So there were two doors next to the common room. One led to the kitchen that you're in now. One led into the storeroom, which you just came out of. There's nowhere to go but up. The stairs go up and lead into a, kind of a C-shaped, squared hallway. And there's a door in each corner.
One after the other.
Checking out one after the other. One of them has the chimney goes through, and there's a little secondary fireplace. All of them have a bed in them. Two of them have little end tables, and one has like a trunk.
The trunk locked.
Nope.
Open it up.
What's in the trunk?
That's a good question.
I'm asking you.
I open it up. I look inside, and nothing. I guess.
Whatever you say is in the trunk is in the trunk.
Okay. I find nothing in the trunk then.
You got it. Nothing in the trunk.
Okay.
How many beds?
4.
Can I take a look at it? Okay, so I walk over, open up the trunk.
It's empty.
It is empty. Okay.
He already said there's nothing in it.
Okay. Good deal.
Did the doors open in or out?
The doors open into the rooms.
So, my suggestion, take the beds downstairs to that main room. Sleep in there.
I like that idea because right now, because of my dumbass earlier, the entire village knows we're looking for Desmond. the two big bad sorcerers that we probably didn't want to alert to our presence. So it might not be safe if they spotted which particular house we went into.
Well, here's
In
an
a small
idea.
town like this, they know exactly which house we're going to
Well, here's an idea then. Do we want to wait until it gets dark and go to a different house?
We could, but I think if they're really concerned about us, they're going to be watching us.
Sure. So they'll probably just see us go out.
At least here we can kind of bolster defenses. There's pretty much only one way in here, unless somebody's going to climb through the chimney.
Alright.
We can put the beds in the main room.
Put the table up against the door.
I was thinking something like that because there was a table and chairs.
There is one window in the common room, but it's on the same side as the door.
Alright. So we can. And I still think we should do watches as well. So at this point, I'm kind of treating this that we're in enemy territory at this point. There's something's not right here.
Got a lot of something's not right here.
Yeah. Alright, let's bed down and just get as much as we can, and then go beat up Bob in the morning.
So it's going to be a fair amount of effort dragging these beds down here. It's either going to be you're either going to need tools to disassemble the beds and put them back together, or you're going to have to do some kind of maneuvering and special stuff to get them down here.
What about just the mattresses?
Just the mattresses.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been sleeping on worse.
Yeah.
And much from the floor can still be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Give me a notice and a perception.
Five.
This is much easier than moving the entire bed.
Alright. Move the beds.
You guys just take a sleep.
It's about what time is it?
It's probably getting dark by now.
I'll take the first watch.
Okay. Let's all on our watches, not just sit and listen for anything, but watch out the windows. Like, just take notice of what's going on.
You could easily go up the stairs and look out the windows of the different rooms.
He'll probably do that for like an hour or so before he goes to bed.
Yeah, as the round. Make sure I don't see one kind of skulking about too much.
Stan's more looking for just normal activity. Because the guy was odd about saying, well, they come out when they want, so Stan's wondering when that is. When is it that they want to come out of their homes?
Mm-hmm. I think you're looking at intelligence and notice.
Intelligence and notice. So that is a 6. Plus an 8. 14.
So you'll notice that, what does that give you? That gives you 3 success levels. You can see some normal activity. It's just a lot slower going than it would be in a more populated place. You can see some people at one point having a discussion, talking outside. You can see one person pointing to another at this building. At one point you see a guy with a tankard having a drink. At one point you see a lady pee. So there's some normal activity. It's just a little slow going.
He'll come down before he goes to bed. Whoever's awake, let them know what he saw. So they know we're here. There were people pointing at this building.
Right.
We'll definitely have put the table up against the door.
Okay.
In fact, put the table up against the door, and Stan is going to put his mattress. So, like, if here's the door and here's the table, his mattress is going to be right here behind the door.
Okay.
So if somebody tries to come through, it's going to wake him up.
It'll wake him up no matter what. Okay. Feel free to discuss amongst yourselves. I'm going to go to the restroom real quick.
Okay.
All right.
What the fuck is wrong with this place?
So there was this movie that I watched,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like these people went to Spain.
Okay.
There was this small town, and at night, everybody would start coming out and like going about their day. And these people who were there that were visiting, they were like, this is weird. What small town people come out at midnight and whatever. And I don't know how it happened, but someone got eaten by a squid and somebody else turned into a fish guy. It was called Dagon.
What was it called?
Dagon?
I think I've seen that movie actually.
I don't remember everything that happened in that, but that's just Todd.
Were they like on a boat?
Yeah, and like the boat.
sailing and they
Yeah.
pulled in and somebody died on the boat, stayed and pulled in and then it was
I haven't read the book for that one.
What book?
Dagon.
Oh, yeah.
Todd recounted the story of a movie called Dagon,
Oh, okay.
which is
Yeah.
What are other people doing on their watches?
people trusting Todd with a watch.
That's another question.
Todd is a factor.
If Todd's on the watch, someone else is on the
So,
watch.
where were you observing from? Upstairs?
Upstairs in the bedroom.
Okay. So, I'm.
All the bedrooms have windows.
Gotcha. So, what I'm going to do, and there's 4 bedrooms upstairs. So, I'm. During my. How long are our watches?
3 hours?
Okay.
6, 9?
So, there's plenty of time. What
Yeah. I think we're all in unison there.
Hey, I got no problem taking a watch. Just remember, I have a bunch of drama points that I can use to plot twists.
forgetting about them. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to spend an arbitrary amount of time in each one of the rooms, and each one of them has windows,
Yeah.
just to get an idea if there's any activity.
Measured at the pace of boredom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if there is a particular side of the house where there's more activity occurring than not, I'm probably going to do something like just try to observe a little more closely, see almost maybe if I can understand what is being discussed or that kind of thing, and just periodically make my rounds and kind of gaze out each of the windows.
Give me. Give me intelligence and influence. No, perception and influence. Perception and influence.
Perception influence, okay.
Yes.
Perception of 4, influence 0,
Roll 1d10 and add.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay. So you can see, like out of the corner of one of your windows that looks closer into the town, you can see there's a bigger road, like couple buildings up, and you can't see super good over there, but you can see over time several people coming to that area, and from various other locations, mostly from your left to the north, and they hit an area where your vision's obscured, so by buildings, so you can't see what's on the other side. But when they get to this area, you see them leave and go back. And what you gather over time is that these people are going somewhere. They've got they're holding things. They've got lanterns. They've got baskets. They've got backpacks. They've got blankets and stuff. They look like they're going somewhere, and then something or someone behind that building is like, no, go home.
Huh.
And they're occasionally looking in your direction when they're going back,
Okay.
which you begin to put together like maybe they were going to do something,
Right.
but now that they've got word that you're here, they're not.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So I'll.
And it looks like they were all headed to the road.
Okay. The road that passes by in front of the building that we're in.
Well,
or-
no, there's a so your back is to the Fisherman's Beach, as you called it.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then to your left over here is the Bad Dock. Right.
Right.
Right. And then facing right ahead of you is the river and the streets that go by the river.
Okay.
But then the main road goes off this way, where the Dog and Bastard is.
Okay.
And it's the road that you guys snuck around and took up here that leads up that direction.
Okay.
Want me to draw it on there?
Sure.
That'd be helpful. Yeah. And I'm obviously going to convey this information to the next person I wake up.
I'll say that you're at X.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. I understand the bridge now.
And this is somewhere around midnight.
Okay. So I keep pretty much making the same circuit until my shift is up, and then I believe we are back around to you.
By then, all those people are gone.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'll take the information that he gave me.
What information do you give me?
So I'm going to tell you exactly what I saw. There were a bunch of people that were heading down that road to gather. They were carrying all kinds of things. And once they got to this area that I could no longer see, they just, it appeared to me that they gave up on what their original intent was. And they started going back to where they'd originally come from, but kind of with an eye towards where we were, and I think some people were actually gesturing toward the building that we're staying in and stuff like that. So my takeaway from that was that these people were, under normal circumstances, they would have done something that our presence interrupted, and somebody instructed them, don't do whatever it is you're about to do, because there's people, us, over here.
Okay. Which room did you see that from?
What room did I see that? So I saw that from that.
You tell them the right room.
Yeah.
I'll tell them. Right.
Yeah,
You tell them the
what I
right.
expected.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like I have to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Right.
okay, cool. All right, thanks. I'll definitely watch that area a little better tonight. All right. So my plan is, I am going to watch, especially from the one he was from, but I'm also going to watch the one downstairs as well, because if they're going to come at us, they have to come from that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll spend a little bit up there, see if I can see anything coming. Then I'll go downstairs and look out the window a little bit as well. Basically, that's what we're doing back and forth all
Okay.
shift.
The only thing that you notice is that there is a watchman. He has a lantern on a pole, and it's not a super tall pole, but he's got a lantern on a pole, and he walks around.
Okay. All right.
Doesn't do anything fishy.
Fair enough. All right. So if that happens during my shift, that's the end of it. All right.
Okay. Well, it's 7 o'clock right now.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's real time.
Yeah. Which is kind of normally our stopping time, so.
Yeah. I got a few things I need to do for tomorrow, so I'll just do laundry and everything for work tomorrow.
So yeah.
All right.
Walking Dead night.
This was the slow burn game. The
We'll
spook.
say you stuck with it. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Once they. Does anybody else watch Walking or not?
Yeah. I'm on wherever Netflix is. I
Okay.
hate it.
Okay, so
But you keep
you
going.
know what happened with
yeah,
Carl
it's-
Yeah.
yeah,
and
okay.
Rick.
Yeah, I guess.
What's the last thing Rick did for you?
They went through the snow to the other place, and I don't remember what happened. Everyone consolidated in Alexandria, if I remember correctly, and I don't remember exactly what happened to Rick. But feel free, I don't have a problem.
Okay. So yeah, after Carl was killed and Rick flew off,
Oh, that. Yeah.
I stopped watching it. Again,
That is one of the very few things that I can say I read the book and it was better.
So I started reading the book, and I couldn't get through it. I got maybe I bought
comic book?
compilations, the Walking Dead graphic novels.
Yeah.
I bought the big compilation books, and I got about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the first compilation book, as I remember, and I just couldn't go on anymore. I wanted to read it because I wanted to see the source material.
I read 9 trades of that before they ever made a show of it.
Okay.
And as soon as they got to the prison,
Yeah.
and they were all wearing the same clothing, and it was a black and white comic book, you couldn't tell people apart because you couldn't. It's not you had the compilation, you had the whole thing all at once.
Yeah.
I was like, read 6 issues, wait 6 months, read 6 issues,
yeah.
wait a year, read the 12 issues that I'd missed over that year.
Right.
And it got to where I couldn't tell people apart. I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the point?
Yeah.
They're not even on my shelf. They're in a pile over here to your right to be whatevered with. But yeah, let's give you guys some XPs. You want some?
Oh yeah.
Look, I'm here, aren't I? You get one. Okay, who made with the funnies? This guy. This guy.
Yep.
That guy did too.
That guy did too.
Yeah.
Staying in Todd's character.
Yeah, he did the
Definitely pulled up some.
Todd stupidity was great. Inappropriate kung fu. Yeah. Allow me to show you. Wah, wah. I was like, this is the worst time. That's hilarious. This guy did something funny, but what was it?
Oh, he kept to the porn stick.
Oh, the porn stick was good. Yeah.
Totally played that.
Dude, everybody did really good about staying in character, not cross-talking. So everybody gets another one for Hail to the King. Did anybody do romance, high drama, or wax poetic about the golden days? There wasn't so much drama today.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It was kind of a setup, brooding
Yeah.
story. I got it. I know your damn words all right. Stupidity award for willingly doing something stupid to encourage the story. Or derail it spectacularly in an entertaining fashion.
Every time you pulled Jet out.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
That is, I have 7. So
Okay.
I spent 5 of that to add 1 to Going Medieval.
Sounds great.
I spent my 5 from the previous one already, so if I added things up correctly, I think I got 3 this time around.
Yeah. Everybody got 3 except for him who got 4.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I have to work on the amount of stupidity of Todd. Because I sometimes feel it's just too stupid.
So
It could be.
I have
But
to-
that could be just long-term role-playing him getting smarter.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because he's just this level of idiot, and then somewhere along the lines, as I watch more Letterkenny, he'll be kind of Jonesy,
Oh, yeah.
Jonesy and Riley level stupid, and then slowly progress to be more and more smart stupid.
I don't yet have a read on how much vulgarity we're comfortable with.
I'm comfortable with a lot of vulgarity,
I
but I
have-
sometimes
yeah.
kind of hold it back because I'm in a
Right.
position of authority,
Right.
and I don't want to like
I have
shove
a
it down
very
people's
high
throats.
Threshold, so very few things bother me, and I get references. References will come to me that I'm afraid to voice because I don't,
I think the only person I feel like I don't know about is this guy.
And for the most part, I'm okay with things.
Okay. Because I think part of what I had envisioned for this character was he's so involved in not only the reading of movie stuff, but also this whole porn distribution thing, that he's constantly getting just references to the various porn, that he's
I love that.
watched.
I love that.
Of course, we all know the titles of some of these porns are, they get pretty interesting.
They get pretty interesting.
Yeah. Now, I do like the ones that are plays on words with mainstream movies.
The
those
parody
crack me
ones,
up.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about the dead babies thing because sometimes people get upset about that shit, but I think that was one of my more worried about things. But yeah, whatever. I'm cool with, I completely made up the masturbating guide just because I thought it was funny. I was like, what happens in weird medieval and old school situations that they don't talk about in these adventures?
Yeah.
People jerking it.
Exactly.
Like there's people, and some guy that's been out in the woods, he doesn't give a shit. Like he doesn't give a fuck. He will take a shit in front of you and he will jerk it around the corner.
You did trigger a memory for me.
Uh-oh.
When you said that I was watching, I saw some lady
Triggered.
taking a piss.
Yeah.
I'm in San Diego, and I had to, long story short, I had to take a big, huge bottle of nitrogen to get hydrostatic tested.
Uh-huh.
And as I'm driving back to the ship, I'm sitting at a stoplight, and there's this old black lady standing on the corner with about 3 other people. She takes a step back from them, squats down, holding the hem of her dress up a little, and all you see, it's a bright sunny day, is just wet going across the sidewalk. And these 3 people in front of her are none the wiser. And I'm just sitting there going, oh God, really?
That was a common sight when I lived in Germany. Driving home from work, it was just people peeing outdoors. Especially along the side of the Autobahn and stuff like that. It's just very common I worked in Heidelberg and I lived in Fernheim, and it's like a 20-minute drive, and it was just nothing. I would see at least 4 or 5 people peeing on the side of the road. Men, women, kids, it didn't matter. That's just what they did, stop and pee. And eventually, it's part of the backdrop, and it's not something that you notice anymore. But at first, you're
Beauty of
like, whoa.
Germany.
Yeah.
Dudes in Australia do that. We're at the bar, and they have these stand-up tables instead of sit. And we're over in a booth, and that sound of liquid splashing, like I'm looking all over, and then my eye hits the table, and underneath I see this stream. Dude is standing at the table with 4 of his buddies drinking, and he just pulls his thing out and starts pissing right there.
Wow.
And nobody noticed. I'm like,
That's crazy, man.
Aussies.
Well, fun game, guys. Thanks for playing.
definitely.
Thanks for indulging my shitty stuff.
Well,